The first thing I wanted to do, actually, because we have the track pulled up right here, we're gonna listen to this new
Mhm.
song that you just sent me called "Sins Beyond Forgiveness." I'm pretty sure, right?
Forgivable. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So, in that case, we are going to share screen, go over to this tab, and then I'm gonna make sure that we can hear it. Can you hear it?
Stream is loading. It's gonna take a second.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Can you hear myself?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, then that means I can hear it.
All right. really cool. As per one of my first songs.
Thank you.
Yeah. As per one of my first songs I've ever heard in the vein of black metal. Yeah, that was very fascinating. I could definitely tell that whether it was based on a accumulating narrative or not, it was meant to have a lot of emotion in there. Sins Become Forgivable too, I think immediately conjures questionnaire as per the context of the lyrics, the writing. For what lyrics and writing there is, you know. This isn't exactly a slam band, which we love you guys, but half the time people would even admit as frontmen to having vocals just really being another instrument. Well, black metal is definitely more the occultic and more extreme genre of the counterculture world, but there's always something relevant to be speaking about when it comes to the music itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, and everything possibly in between, welcome back to the Anatomy Crosscast and its first date session after what could have been an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, don't mind. We had a lengthy conversation and we did something that from this point on, I think is going to be really fun for the show. Where we have them just ask us random ass questions. Doesn't matter what it's about, and we see if we jump into a conversation. As far as I'm concerned, that adds a little bit more substance to the first date language we've been using when it comes to getting the stories, the bits and pieces of a band, possibly up to 5 members, their stories on a personal level, pieced together over time. And that way, it's like, well, if you've heard or at least listened to the story of these 5 people, then of course you know the band a little bit. It's like, well, let them ask a question. Like, what the fuck? Why not? But yeah. Welcome to the Anatomy Crosscast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2026. As you know, this is actually the first session I'm filming since the start of the new year. So happy new year to everyone. It is an even number year. It is the year of the horse in Chinese mythology, or according to the Chinese zodiacs. I don't know what that means, all the animal designations. All I know is I was born on the year of the rabbit. So you know what? Let's have me be a little less Blanco tonight, okay? Like, anyways, Zagan.
From my memory, I think I was the year of the boar. Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna say hi, and how are you doing tonight, sir?
Hi. I'm doing great. We're doing all great. We're doing all right on this end. How are you over there? Year of the horse.
We are doing fantastic, and I can easily say that I am still within the concept of the passing of time, and its period, I guess. I'm well within the period of being under the influence of marijuana, but honestly, guys, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to be doing these crosscasts a lot more while smoking. I thought drinking alcohol was just going to be funny enough for y'all because maybe I say some stupid shit, but apparently not. So we need to.
That's got to be like a separate. That's got to be a separate thing. Like that's got to be like its own. You know. Yeah. Like get like a separate podcast where all of them just do, or like do like a drinking game or some shit.
That would be so much fun. Holy shit. Okay, so Year of the Horse, according to which I would recommend to everybody to download and replace your Google Chrome with. That way they're tracking less of your information. On the Brave browser, the Year of the Horse is the 7th in the 12th year cycle of the Chinese zodiac, symbolizing vitality, speed, and perseverance. In 2026, it is specifically the Year of the Fire Horse. So there are elements to this shit too, dog. Also known as the Red Horse.
Dude, they're airbenders. What the fuck?
Right? Or at least the Tibetan monks are. So, let's see. It begins on February 17th, 2026, and lasts until February 5th of 2027. The year is associated with the earthly branch symbol and the element fire, creating a double fire energy that signifies drastic change, transformation, and a surge of specifically dynamic energy. That is very cool to read, because I never really knew about the Chinese
very interesting
before. But drastic change, people. It's time for progress. It's time to maybe, like I was talking about before with Zagan, I think even a little bit before we started filming. No, it was in reference to the Minecraft, the first version of the Minecraft server that I have now, which we talked about. Be sure to go check out the Crosscore Patreon if you want to listen to that conversation. That was so much fun. I'm definitely doing that a lot more. But in reference to on that world, in that server, when I had two other people that basically no-lifed the server and got a whole bunch of stuff done early on, you know, it might be scary. Change might be scary. And I'm finally realizing that in irrelevant ways, change might be scary for me. Let the change happen. Follow your instincts. Follow your heart. Use your moral compass. Figure out what's best for you. But aim for a drastic change. Do something this year that you think is capable of changing your life. Please and thank you. I know I'm planning to do that, at least in reference to the last 2 years where, I don't know, man. Like, it felt like I lost control of my life, and it was really because I was self-sabotaging for those I cared about and loved, and self-sabotaging in a financial means, like abruptly quitting a job and making it to where I continue to struggle to make money even with a car. And then I lost a car. I lost my vehicle December of 2024, and just everything changed for the worst. I became more vulnerable. It was harder to do a lot of things that I loved, because when you don't have a car, you don't have your 21st century noble steed, right? So it's like a lot of things changed for me, and not for the better. I just felt contained. I felt like I suppressed my own potential by making all the decisions that I did, turning off my instincts, and blindly then afterwards following other people that made it so much worse. And following the wrong people. Want to make that very clear. So, do me a favor. Attempt, if you haven't already endured a similar life to mine the last 2 years, do yourself a favor, look out for the signals, and do not live the life that I've existed in for the last 2 years. It's not terrible. It could be a lot worse. But I'll tell you what, guys, it really killed me for a long time, and I kept going. But I started to lose my spark for this stuff. I don't want you guys to lose your spark for anything. No one deserves that because they want to be selfless on a endangering or self-sabotaging level. Don't do it. Take care of yourself. Love yourselves more. Respect yourselves more if you don't already. And just follow your heart. Trust your instincts and make 2026 yours. We all have to make it ours. Or who knows? We just gotta. We have to. So, with that speech, with that rant in mind,
no, that was needed. I feel like that's specifically needed for people of my fan base. So
fair enough. Okay.
Being that,
I love it. So, apparently it was recording the main page of my podcast this whole time. Whoopsie daisy, guys. My bad. Welcome to what will be the first Crosscast of 2026 after however long the chunk was before this, that you can gain access to alongside what will be the Under the Skin segments in this show by subscribing for $3 a month to the Crosscore Patreon, where there are also a bunch of album listening sessions that will not be uploading to my main YouTube channel simply because there is too much music to listen to, where I'm investing my time into it. And over the course of 5 years now, going into this next April, I haven't made more than $1.43. I don't mean to be petty. I don't mean to be selfish, but if you guys want to see this stuff happen, I need a little bit of help. So the Crosscore Patreon is there. But the beautiful thing about it, as per its intention from the very beginning, the first person who does subscribe will get a personalized thank you video by me. 1. 2. You will gain access to all behind-the-scenes content for Blind Without Our Failures, what will be Asahi Enomichi, my workout routine channel, themed off of anime, and with background music developed by me and friends that I will hire and commission, collaborate with, to basically make anime show-themed lo-fi. As you see me do upwards of 540 push-ups, dumbbell curls, sit-ups, squats, planks, and plenty of running, plenty of jogging. I plan to do that for every show that I've watched, and there's 39 of them. So that's also another option. One $10 donation will commission me for a 10 rep set of that whole workout. But there's stuff with Blind Without Our Failures, which is my own band. There's going to be stuff with the Paranormal Investigation channel, Sean Cross, and plenty more. Plenty more. So please consider subscribing for $3 a month. If not, commission me over on Asahi and Omichi. That way, maybe sometime this year, with you guys' help, I can make YouTube my job, but in multiple ways than one, so that way I don't burn out off of it. That's my promotion for the Crosscore Patreon. Get that shit out of the way. Tonight, we are diving into the unknown, genre-radically speaking. We, for the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, are partaking in the skin level depths of the black metal scene, or the what's the acronym?
DSBM.
DSBM. Okay, thank you. Now, I know that similar acronyms, I think it's for like noise or something, which is a little bit different than black metal, but not that much different. So I know you vocalized before, like, we're this acronym, not just pure black metal. I'm like, okay, definitely got to remember that. But nonetheless, we are diving into the closest thing that you could consider occultic in the true counterculture music underground. And we are joined tonight by also our very first artist who reached out to me via email, and not the other way around, as per the now officially 118 other artists and personalities. He was the first to reach out to us and say, hey, can I jump on? I know you guys haven't done Dungeon Sith before, but I'd love to jump on. I'm like, absolutely. So here we are. Welcome, sir. How are we doing?
Doing great. Good. Feeling great. I'm happy to be here. I did not know that I was the first to reach out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
It was a great feeling that I was like, there's no way this is real. And I think that also played into what you would eventually get as an apology, where, ladies and gentlemen, there is, 100% authenticity in saying this, but I reach out to all the bands. That way we have a line of people ready to jump onto the show. And it's to turn heads, but it's not to turn heads. I don't want the clickbait to be like, oh, he has a bunch of bands at once that he's trying to interview, but because his organization is dog shit, yes, I know. Sorry, Tony and Finn. And jumping between time zones on a global scale as well, maybe the show isn't as consistent as many of y'all would prefer. And yeah, I'm working on that for sure going into this year, as we at least have the intention of getting 54 episodes done. I'm sure we can make that happen. We tried to do 100 last year. That did not fucking work. So instead, we're trying to break it down a little bit, but also give you guys at least a show to look forward to every Monday and Friday of the year. So actually a little bit more than 54, but I'm just going to put it to 54. That way it's a more realistic goal. We have been reaching out to as many people as possible. I have. And then having multiple personalities on the show as well, even though they are as busy as they are, has been a blessing. To have them reach out and have the platform pretty bigger than mine, significantly bigger than mine, and still jumping onto the show. That namely Finn the Orc King. He has connections to Lorna Shore, Mental Cruelty, all of the big boys that we're trying to get onto the show eventually. So having him jump on, but also him being the individual that he is, in wanting to have 6 band projects to do at a time, and then migrating between multiple jobs on a daily basis. It's just, unfortunately he doesn't have the time to jump on the show as much these days, but it's because he's trying to get his life back together. So I applaud him, and I hope he's doing well. Finn, if you're listening to this, bro, I love you, man. You've been your family to me, as far as I'm concerned. We just haven't met in person to give each other a sweet kiss. But, honestly, this show has been really, really fun to do, but it can be stressful. It can be time consuming. So having someone finally reach out to us instead of me reaching out, like I said, to now at least 117 different bands, people, it's nice. It's really refreshing. It tells me that we're making some sort of leeway. So, ironically enough, not to give myself too much of an ego boost, right? But you reached out to us. So I wanted to ask immediately if you've been a fan of the show for a little bit, if you've been listening for a little bit, or maybe you were recommended. Like, how did you get into the process of sending that email over in the first place?
So at the time, the only introduction that I had to the Crosscast was through my good friend Backyard Savagery. When I had started off with my other brutal death metal project, it was called Hydral. He had he was there since the beginning, and he was very supportive of it back when his project was actually called Virus. And so I, good close friend of mine, glad I have him. Shouts out to Backyard Savagery. I hope you're watching this. So he had I sent him a photo that I was watching his episode, and he was like, "Oh, hey, just to let you know, I shouted you out at the end." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." I go over to the end, and I watched the whole thing, and then I get to the end. He's like, "Yeah, I just want to shout out Hydral." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." But like, am I gonna be an asshole for saying that like I abandoned Hydral? Like, I only released EP for Hydral like last month, and that's the first thing I've done with that band since like December of 2023. So
damn.
I am not up to date with that project, but it was awesome to see. He even said like he's like, he has this other DSBM project. So shouts out to Backyard Savagery. Thank you for introducing me to the show. Basically, after I saw that, I was like, dude, I want to get on. I've only had like one written interview once from another good friend called The Corners Report, good friend of mine. And that was it. I only did one written interview, and that's it. I always wanted to do a video in-person interview so that my fans can get like a little scoop. For the fans that don't talk to me personally, they get a little scoop of who I am and how I act, my mannerisms, that sort of deal.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, I've been chiming in every now and then. I'll have it running in the background when I'm going through, doing something like making music or playing video games or, casual, everyday, day-to-day. Yeah.
That's cool. No, that's actually really appreciated. I wouldn't be surprised if you were, because obviously the show was 140 monthly listeners up until this last September, and then the show disappeared, right? I had to re-upload fucking everything. But it's cool to know that at the very least you've been, I theorize this timeline, that after the Backyard Savagery session and after it came out, that's when you started jumping in. So around the same time, really, like you probably started listening to it and then it was just gone. You're like, wait, what the fuck? Where'd it go?
I know, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? So, but I understand that, like, some shit gets taken down, and I was just like, well, whatever. I could just watch the other ones that they got, too.
Well, I mean, the beautiful thing is I didn't exactly delete my YouTube account, which, like, has all 6 of my channels linked to it. So...
Oh, wow.
If I accidentally deleted my Sean Cross YouTube YouTube account, oh my god, thousands of videos just gone.
We'd be fucked. Yeah,
I would probably
wouldn't be
YouTube
here
after that. But granted, that hasn't happened yet, so that's all that matters. But Nick Savagery, Backyard Savagery, dude, you're a fucking legend, man. I mean, the session we did was good enough as it was, and you were, you were once upon a time just a one-man band. I saw your song, I forgot which one or what it's called, but I was seeing these like chicks in the gym, just like Hercules build, attaching his songs to their fucking compilations. I'm like, oh my god, dude, oh my god, this could be a thirst trap.
Homeboy done made it.
Like, he's exactly...
Hell yeah.
So...
No, I knew he got big when I heard hell of my friends trying to get into slam, and I was like, who's this band Backyard Savagery? I'm like, no fucking way, that's my homeboy. He fucking made it, bro. Hell yeah.
And now they, as of today, which is really good timing, I think, for us having this conversation, technically I started my day checking out the preview for what they're planning to do next with the full lineup, with the sample and shit. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my
I heard.
God.
I heard.
Now, Nick, I'm sorry to have to say this, but I feel like I need to vocalize this. I don't think I commented on any of the Instagram posts. Your old logo was so much better, dog. Like, I don't know what it is, but I can't stand the fucking newer logo, man.
Hold on. I gotta look at the newer logo. I'm too nice. I might not even make fun of it. I'm just probably just gonna look at it and be like, what's...
Like, I think...
Oh, it's like a... Yeah, it kind of looks like a Gore Noise logo.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, is fine, but I don't know.
At least that's
man.
what I think of it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think the other one leaned more towards slam. This new one is a bit more like gore noise, which I fuck with it. I like it. I think that it if he's trying to be a bit more noisy, then that's cool. But again, you know, it's up to him. It's up to him in the end of the
ultimately.
day.
But
and,
yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm like, man, fucking, I don't know. For me, the older logo
missed
was
opportunity.
Nice. Yeah, missed. Oh, dude, you're fucking telling me, dog. I'll make a Backyard Savagery logo in a goddamn second. I don't know. I think he could use a logo that looks a little bit more like Epicardectomy, I guess. Like a little bit more slimy and a little like less legible for sure. But, you know, maybe Suffocation.
I don't know. When I think of Backyard Savagery, yeah, like, but when I think of Backyard Savagery, I don't really think of like Suffocation or Epicardiectomy, like when it's like super slimy. I guess when I think of savagery or, you know, or backyard or like, I think of, I don't know, for some reason I just think of chainsaws, hatchet, and fucking,
Chainsaw Man,
you know, like
or
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Man.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, not Chainsaw Man. That's, you know, that's... Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a bit more gory, and I mean, you know, gory in the sense of like that Grimehouse kind of savagery.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what I think about.
Absolutely.
So maybe something sharper or like, yeah, but like I don't know, for a logo wise, I like the old logo. I think the new one does what it does. I like the old one. I do like the old one. I'm sorry, Backyard Savagery. I love you. I love you and I support you. I'm giving it to you from the bottom of my heart and with the love of my heart. Please just use the old one. It'll be okay. I remember I did a split with him and when we did a split for Hydral, I did a I just like got his logo just straight from his fucking profile picture and then I just was able to blend it to where it looked like a PNG.
There you go. See, all this talk about blending, I just carved that shit out, dog. Like, I carve out every single fucking like hole. So it's like the Zavleg logo. Oh man, the Molar logo. Jesus Christ! But I love doing it. It's really fun. It's therapeutic for me, and it's not like in a physical form, but still, it's nice to like use the automatic removal tool inside of Procreate. Go into those logos and like just every single little dot, and sometimes you have to adjust it too. That's probably what they had to do back in the day. So why not? I don't mind doing the dirty work.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't mind. It's what I had to do for my first logo. I got it from this really shitty website that just used a font and then fucking like a really, really bad like decals around it. And yeah, that's my first compilation, and I don't like it, but it was there. And I finally got like the money to, you know, hire someone on Fiverr to do my logo, and now it's been the same logo ever since. But I don't know. I've been thinking about hiring someone to do a new one, but it's hard because it's like you can have an alternate logo.
Yes.
Nothing's wrong with having an alternate logo just for like, you know, variety or like a tour or some shit, you know, or for like some posters. But it's hard to change so radically when fans are used to something, unless that change is like actually good. So something like Cannibal Corpse, their first changeover, like their first logo, really, really good, but their newer logo it's still good. It just depends on what you prefer. Like maybe you prefer the more hand-drawn, fucking fleshy, rushed logo, or maybe you prefer the more refined, grotesque logo. Someone like Mayhem. Mayhem should never change their logo as long as they live, because that logo works perfect as it is, and I don't think it should be changed.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You gotta know what's gonna please your fans and not what's not gonna. It's so.
Yeah, I
But
guess,
you also want variety.
I don't know. Adding to that conversation, I was about to make the joke, and that's why Impact font is used for every fucking headlining band now. It's God.
Hey, Impact font works at what it is.
It does, but god damn it, dude. I hate seeing that everywhere I go. And then some bands are making that their official
I'm pretty
logo.
sure we've used Impact font. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hold up. I gotta check for my other band. I'm pretty sure we've used Impact font
English
for
is what
our
I meant.
shows.
It's like, dude, that's the fucking...
No? Okay, for our new band, for our new show that we just announced, no, we didn't use it, so that's a luck. Don't think it was there. Okay, there was only one, but it wasn't even for like our logos. It was just for like saying what the festival was. Yeah, we're doing... I thought it was the one we're doing right now, because we're going to be doing one with... So, for those who don't know, I'm also in another band, and it's a Nintendo Core band, and it's called I Kidnapped the Princess.
Whoa!
And we're doing a show...
Okay.
We're doing a show with Broken Side, and I thought that that's the one with the Impact font, but no, it's not. But, yeah.
I'm very curious about this
profile
Nintendo
real
Core
fast.
band, man. I'm very curious about that, so we'll talk...
I know, because this is your realm, huh?
A little bit. A little bit. As long as it has the core on the end. No, I'm kidding. That'd be so fucking stupid. But yeah, as far as the logo talk, which really awesome that we jumped into that. I do logos. I just don't have I don't have a
really?
Yep. Been doing that since the beginning as well. Practiced plenty, did plenty of volunteer logos. Did some logos last year that basically I designed for free, and then the band just ghosted me. Didn't even open the message. Like some of these logos, they didn't take that long, but still, you know, time is money sometimes. But no, I made like 5 logos last year, including a very, very fuzzy, illegible Slam logo that took me, I kid you not, a full 24 hours to make. And that's just because I wanted to give myself a challenge and see if I can burn myself out as far as calligraphy. But yeah, I've been doing calligraphy officially since like middle school, high school, which I'm 26, graduated May 2019, so it's been a little bit. But I used to do chicken scratch logos back in the day. I did one for these are just project names, they do not exist. Upon These Scars, Awake and Aroused, Straight Jacket Daycare, and Blinking Through Bloodshot, which all were such fun logos to do. They were very, chicken scratch, and I'd be just going over it with pen even more to make the lines thicker and shit. I would get the stains on my fingers and then go to Microsoft Paint in my computer design class, and I would fucking, how do I take the white part out? I'm like, nope, can't do that with Microsoft Paint. And I would get in trouble for it because they're like, that's not your main presentation, which is also supposed to be creative, but it's not that. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then there was I think there was a class I did later in high school, where we were using, I forgot. It was the one with the little ugly-ass character on it. GIMP. There we go. GIMP. We were using GIMP a lot in that class, and dude, the whole process of like going between the layers but on a PC and like trying to design shit on a PC with a mouse instead of a stylus and pen, I'm like, I don't fucking like this anymore. I don't want to do this again. And I like barely passed the class, dated someone who was the teacher, assisted in that. She ended up being really weird, but like super into K-pop, ironically, which would have worked out later in time. But honestly, it was a really fun class, but like the idea of using a mouse instead of a stylus on a multi-layered graphic art design program, it was just disgusting. I didn't like it at all. So that appalled me. But then I got an iPad later on, so I could do YouTube. I can do thumbnails for my YouTube videos and for the podcast alike. And that's when I fell in love with it back again. I'm like, oh my god, I miss drawing. Now I can draw fucking black metal logos and shit. And, like, it was great. And since then, I've created a whole portfolio of different logos. And I've created some ones I'm really proud of. some ones for bigger bands, and then they opened the message but didn't say anything afterwards. I'm like, okay, maybe that wasn't good enough. Made a whole fucking version of it that was more horizontal compared to the original. Sent that to them. They opened that. Nothing. I'm like, I give up. Like, I can't fucking do it. But it's what it is. It's whatever. But I am hoping to become a logo designer one day, because I love the idea of being responsible for even just a store sign, just like public place where they sell coffee. Imagine a really thought out logo up on the building. You walk into that, you're like, wow, those are some pretty letters. It's like, that was me, dude. I want to have that under my belt one day. But until then, we're just doing brain.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I know I would love to do that, but until then, we're continuing to do clickbait reactive videos, which that genre seems to be dying, and then a podcast, 2 different band projects at least, a lo-fi hip-hop rap project, which I'm really trying to get through that first instrumental, man, but I'm trying to improv on most of it. I'm like, I don't know how to improv. Maybe I should smoke before I do it. And, that's kind of where we're at with that. But, dude, so many things I'm trying to do right now, and not enough time to do it. Anyways, this is not about me. This is my show, but it's not about me. So, Zagan, let's go ahead and jump into the questionnaire and get to know you a little bit, musically speaking. Obviously, you have Succubus, and the Queen is in the next castle or something, because it's Nintendo themed. It's Nintendo core. That sounds so much. That sounds like so much fun. Are those your only 2 projects, or do you have other ones as well?
No, far from it. Fuck. How many can I name? Let's see. So Succubus is the main one, because that's the most popular. That's the one that everyone knows. It's what everyone's here for. There's IKTP the Princess. That's the one that's one of the more successful ones, because that's a band that I'm actually doing shows with. There's Hydral, as we mentioned, my brutal death metal project that I just kind of not abandoned. I'll do something with it every now and then, but won't do anything too crazy with it. I have a goth band called Baby Cuts that I just kind of dropped as well. I'm recently got a bit more interested in it, especially since I sent some of the demos to my boyfriend, and he's like, yeah, you should continue doing this shit, because this is actually really fucking gnarly. Then there's a couple more. There's Wolfell, which is my war metal project that I kind of abandoned as well, because it was like war metal and RABM. What else? Is that it? Let's just say that that's it for right now, so that I don't embarrass myself.
That's you. No, that's great. The statement like just flew across my brain. Yeah, it would definitely be the black metal guy who has, kind of black metal guy who has the goth band as a side project. Like that only makes sense for someone who's in black metal or similar subgenres. But I was just like, that's funny. But
yeah,
we here are technically today for Succubus. You're right. But honestly, after that introduction, telling us about those 5 bands with really cool names for all of them, like, you know how to figure out the names.
Well thought out. That's like what I always worry about, because I think that like if I have such a mediocre name, I'm just like, well, nobody's gonna want to listen to that, right? Even Succubus, I don't think that Succubus is all that good. I had thought about a name change for a while, but like, I don't know. Now it's just kind of its own thing, and that's what I'm recognized for, so it'd be kind of hard to change the name now.
I think the only way you could change the name is just pulling a Burzum and just calling it Zagan. And I think people would be like, whoa, what's Zagan? It's like, well, that's my first name, dog.
Varg. I mean, I don't think Burzum was his name.
Well, no, like his stage name.
Burzum it's just a project he came up with. Varg. Oh, does he go by Burzum? Oh shit, I guess so. Personally, I didn't ever get too much into Varg. I just kind of was like, okay, he's Varg. He made fucking Crying Orc, and I'll listen to him every now and then. I'm not a crazy listener of a Burzum, as he calls it, but Yeah, no, okay. I delve into it every now and then. I still got to learn the history.
I mean, to be honest, I could be completely wrong with the statement you just made. Is like, I'm pretty sure he goes by Varg. I'm like, nah, it's Burism. I'm like, the fuck do I know about black metal? That's why we're doing this fucking session. Like, Jesus. But no, it's awesome. But now let's go ahead and give you the room, or the 2-room space in the time continuum. I don't know. We'll go ahead and give you the floor. There you go. We both have floor. And let's go ahead and go back in time, take it back to the beginning of when you first got into music, which for you, I know isn't nearly long ago as it usually is for most of our guests. I know you're a younger guy. You seem like a younger guy. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a fresher mind. Maybe you're less corrupt by the reality of everything. Maybe it's in your way less at this time. Who knows? You're younger. That's all that matters. That's without context. That's a really weird sentence. But let's go ahead and take it back in time to the beginning of you becoming a musician. And tell us about how all these projects got assembled. If you're a multi-instrumentalist. I almost lost that completely.
Almost got it. Yeah, we almost did it, though.
We almost did it. So take us back in time. Take us back in time to the good old days where Zagan was a little baby.
So I was always in a very musical family. My dad was a producer for in Bay Area, beat producer for Bay Area rappers. He produced for rappers that people might know, like the Jacka, Mac Dre. He did a song that E40 was featured on. And then every now and then he'll just drop some crazy fucking lore on me. And I tell all my friends because it's just kind of cool. So Dad, I got the beat producing from. My mom's a dancer. You know, I mean, that's basically who I got my rhythm from. How I was able to feel rhythm was because of my mom. My grandpa is such a curious case because he's a musician. He's a jazz guy. But he also does the thing that my dad does, where he'll just all of a sudden drop some crazy fucking lore on you. But he's my grandpa, so he'll do it super funny like. So we'll be in the car, just heading to the junk, I think we were in the car headed to go do the laundry, and he's talking to me about how he was like what's the word called? Where you're just kind of you're filling in as a guitarist for that show, whatever.
Go on.
He's working as that, and he says, well, I'm up there playing my guitar, and you run through the sheets, and then all of a sudden, Dean Martin walks up on stage, and we do a couple songs with him. I'm like, I'm sorry, Grandpa, can we rewind that? Did you say Dean Martin? We're not just going to slide past that like you didn't just say that, right? So, as I was growing up, I was around some of these rappers, so I was always around music too. My dad had a studio in our first house, or at least the house that I remember from my earliest memory. So, always around music, played piano when I was younger, until when my dad was trying to become a folk artist. I started learning guitar that way because he was playing a lot of acoustic guitar, and I picked up guitar pretty quickly. And I started when I was about 7 or 8. I was really young. Yeah, really young when I picked up guitar. And then I kind of was just casually playing. And then I remember my dad had played a Green Day song on the radio. And that's how I kind of got introduced to more alternative music. I know Green Day is like, the fucking commercialized radio rock band that they are now, but they're still warm to me because they're from my hometown, and also because that was my first band I really got into. So that's my shit. After that, I was really into punk rock. For as much as a 10-year-old could get into, right? I mean, I wasn't going on Reddit and looking at like what new punk band was coming out at the time. I grew up in Albany for my punk life, which is a smaller kind of area near Berkeley, for the NorCal Bay Area, for people who know that. I grew up next to a venue that a lot of people might know if you're in the punk scene called 924 Gilman. Big venue. It was where Green Day started out. Offspring played there. Fugazi. Big punk band names. I started getting into metal, at least in terms of harsher metal, thanks to the YouTube deathcore era, where you had like Stevie T, Jared Dines, the fucking, you know what I mean, like the big names. That's how I found Infant Annihilator at the ripe age of 11. That was such a great music video to start my deathcore reign into. After Infant Annihilator, more Cannibal Corpse, that sort of deal. But I was always kind of falling in and out of liking metal and alternative when I was about 13. I was more into rap at that time, also getting more into R&B. And then after a while, I got back into alternative music by getting into goth music. And that's when I quickly found that the person that I was dating at the time was like, hey, do you know this movie Lords of Chaos? And I was like, no, what is it? And we watched it, and I'm like, holy shit, this movie's awful. It's a good comedy movie, but fuck me, that movie's shit. And I was just like, because I feel like I knew these guys. And I remember that, like, growing up, I would just look up, like, what are the darkest bands of all time? And Mayhem would be all over that shit. So I listened to Mayhem for a bit. That's how I got into black metal. I had started Succubus as an instrumental metal project in April of 2023. Mm-hmm. I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
None of us do when we start, man.
I was just making music.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just making music. I was having fun, and I was experimenting. That was what Succubus was meant to be at first, was an experiment. I kept experimenting until I found a sound that I liked, which was black metal. I did my first real single, which was called Infinite Torment, which at that time, my voice cracks a lot, so that's going to be something that my cousin's going to have to make fun of me for right after. Infinite Torment was my first single. It was labeled black gore metal, as I wanted to call it. And then my first EP was called Black Gore Metal. I think I was a bit too edgy with my presentation. There were some samples that I wish I could, redo, maybe not do. But, hey, it's there. I'm not going to delete it because I know there are some people out there who actually do like that EP. So all the power to you. After a very crucial moment in my life, I had lost someone very dear to me to suicide. I lean more into the DSBM side, and I guess for those who are ill-informed on what DSBM is the subgenre of black metal that stands for depressive suicidal black metal. It is, yeah. So it's black metal, but instead of the themes of Satanism or paganism, it is more themes of nihilism, self-hatred, or self-loathing, or hell, even romance. I've seen. It's fucking crazy how that gets in there. It's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, it's a very experimental genre. I was experimenting with it a little bit in black gore metal, but when I released the first EP of like the Succubus rebrand as I call it, Forever Pondering Existence, it was released in like February of 2024, I want to say. I mean, I would assume so. Yeah, 2024 of February. That was when Forever Pondering Existence had dropped. I did a song on there called Disappointment, and that song was the first time that I did my patented shriek, which I can't do right now because it is in fact 11 o'clock, and I'm sure my mother is going to probably yell at me if I do that. So probably not the best decision. But basically, it is a mixture of I believe, I could be wrong. See? So, well, no, that's different. We'll get to that later. But my shriek is a mixture of a false. It's a false something. I guess I don't know if it's a false chord, but like something here that's false. And I have it so high pitched that it sounds like I am shrieking, or with the way that my facial expression is, it makes it sound like it's a shriek cry. And the first time that I had attempted to do such a thing was on Disappointment, and it was all one take. I don't like it, but it worked for what it was. And I remember I sent it to plenty of people, and it started actually getting a little bit of traction. I went to a couple shows. I introduced a lot of people in the SoCal black metal scene, which is relatively small even now, to my band. And then that's when I kind of got my first real big wave of traction. I think I might have fucked up though. I thought I had around like 36,000 streams total on Bandcamp, but I think I was like looking at the map and it showed how many buyers are interested in my type of music. But I think I read that and I was like, oh shit, look at me. But so I showed all my family and they were hella proud of me, but it was, it was really sweet. And that day I remember I called my dad and I showed him. He was like, what's the type of music you make? DSBM? And I was like, fuck. Yeah, DSBM. He was like, what's it stand for? And I'm like, depressive black metal. Depressive. And then he looks it up and he's like, oh, it's depressive suicidal black metal. And I was like, damn, for real? Like, no bullshit? Damn. That's crazy.
I had no idea.
Fuck. You serious? So, I had no idea. So, yeah. After that, after Succubus released Forever Pondering Existence, that's when I kind of had my little high horse, and I was like, okay, this is my project that I'm going to keep continuing on because I feel accomplished in my abilities to make more music like this. I released Iron Everything, which is another popular single that a lot of people know. I think that was also how I met my good buddy, Wounded Masquerade. She's a very close friend of Succubus, and I know this because she has a song called I Ruin Everything as well. And when I saw it on her account, I was like, holy shit, do I have a first-time cover of I Ruin Everything? And I listened to it, and I'm like, this isn't a cover, but this is a damn good song. And so her and I, still good friends to this day. I'm super proud of her. Please go listen to her new album. It's about to come. I'm pretty sure it just came out, and I listened to it when I was over my vacation. Really, really good. Let's see. And then after the I Ruin Everything train, I started to work on the album that everybody knows. At least everyone who listens to me knows. It's Ma'am, Your Son is Dead. I don't know. It's hard to talk about that album because it's like there's so much going on with it. I kind of was in a weird state of like, how do I make an album for DSBM that does not conform to the traditional roles of DSBM. DSBM songs are mainly structured as, I hate myself and I want to kill myself. That's every single song, basically. There are some outliers that do some things differently. That's what I wanted to do. So the single, Ma'am, Your Son is Dead, takes it through a story of a mother coming home to find that her son had killed himself. And the low gurgles are the paramedics and officers that are trying to pull her away and trying to calm her down. The loud shrieks are the mother wailing in agony. And then there's these faint singing in the background that is supposed to be the son. And I kind of just wanted to express from the perspective of someone who had lost someone to suicide that it affects everyone around you. That's something that a lot of people don't take into account, specifically with people who do take their own lives, is that they don't realize that these actions really do affect the people around you and they hurt them deeply. And specifically in a genre that, I don't want to say enables that type of negativity, but it can. I wanted to show people something different. And yeah, that paid off. I now have like a lot of streams for it. So that song is really big. I still get a lot of messages every single day saying, people telling me that song changed their life and saying that song had made them reconsider to not kill themselves. And now they have a higher appreciation of life.
Yeah.
And that's something that's different about DSBM that I've noticed, is you can make really depressing music, sure, but the way that DSBM presents itself as unforgivingly heart-wrenching and upfront with how every extreme emotion that it feels. I mean, you go on Bandcamp, look up DSBM, you're going to find some fucking album covers with, I don't know, slit wrists on it, you know? It is, sure, most of it is edgy, and some of it is a bit forced, but in the end of the day, it is people that are coming together to express the deepest, darkest emotions that they have that normal society would look at and say, holy shit, you are insane, you need help. Which, whether or not you do need help is up to you, and you probably do, but don't discredit yourself. If you need help, you should definitely seek it. Mm-hmm. But it is definitely a very special feeling to be able to express yourself in such a way and not feel wrong for it, and to be able to feel heard for it. Which is what I tried to do with Ma'am Your Son Is Dead, with more niche things that I don't see a lot of talk about. So I had a song about an eating disorder. I had songs about just, again, more grief, with dealing with trauma and grief of losing someone that you love to suicide. And then also just average DSBM stuff like failed relationships or the desire to harm yourself. Average DSBM stuff that's palatable to the average listener. And that's the album that everyone loves. That's the essential Succubus album. That I do have that feeling of like I don't like it all that much because I notice all the imperfections that album has. Yeah. But we as artists notice all of our own imperfections, and we don't realize that to another listener, whether or not they're a music aficionado, your music process isn't what they see, and that song feels almost foreign to them. So in like terms of how it's made. Mm. So it's a special feeling for the listener. So just keep that in mind for artists who are, a bit harsh on their craft, despite a lot of people who are saying, no, this is really fucking good. And then after that, I continued on with the trying to experiment with newer sounds. I completely glossed over a fucking album that I made. I had a story album before Ma'am Your Son Is Dead. I had a story album called The Tale of Zandrius, which is a story that I actually wrote into a book. It is a story about a man who is a hand of the king, set to protect the princess of a kingdom called Mordom. His name is Zandrius. The princess and Zandrius end up falling in love with each other and then run away after bad shit happens. The prince, which is the princess's sister, the queen and king, end up retaliating and killing both him and his wife, or his lover. And then Zandrius fights in hell for a year straight to get the approval of the god that is there, so that he can be sent back to the overworld, so that he can kill those who killed her, so that in exchange her soul can be set free to become a goddess. And in exchange, that he's not going to be able to see her ever again. So he takes it, and as the story unravels, yeah, he fucking does it, and it's epic. I don't know. I think the album itself is kind of lame, but it was an experiment, and I had fun making it, and I like doing story albums. This next one I'm doing is another story album, so it's a fun little creative experience, and especially since I'm trying to get into story writing, it's a great experience. Yeah. So that's the Succubus lifespan, and the lifespan of me leading up to Succubus. Yeah, that is my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, transition.
And most likely, what we'll do is we will, as much as it sucks to do so, and as YouTuber brain as it is to do so, we will probably look into doing a separate session with your Nintendo Core band, and hopefully we can get the other members of the band involved as well. I think that would just be really fun for the show.
He would love it. Oh my god, they would fucking love it. I told them about that I was doing an interview, and fucking Zane, our lead singer, he's being a diva about it. He's like, God damn it! I want to do a fucking interview with not the princess.
No, it's great. No, we'll make it happen.
So yeah, just like, you know what you should do? Just send them a DM on their fucking Instagram and just be like, hey, Succubus sent me. Don't even say anything else. Just say, hey, Succubus sent me. With like rubbing your hands together or something. And he's going to lose his shit. He's going to love
it. Send them the freaking Patrick Star meme of him.
Yes. Scheming. High scheming. I kidnapped the princess.
I kidnapped the princess. Okay. Is it like the acronym or no? Nope. Yo, is this MySpace?
Nope. Just literally.
Oh my god, I followed.
Yep.
I don't follow this band, but I've seen this band before. Oh, y'all are doing the fucking classic MySpace merch too. Oh, let's go.
Yep.
That's sick. All right, so we're gonna do this live on the podcast. Succubus sent me.
We're totally gonna do this live on the podcast. He's gonna respond within like 10 seconds. Hell yeah, he's gonna respond. So either really fastly or just.
I wish I could send,
or not fast at all. I guess.
GIFs to an account that I haven't followed, but I can't. So I guess that's how we're gonna see. And I'm gonna follow the account.
I know. You just wait. He'll respond really fast. He'll respond really fast. Or if not, I don't know. He might be asleep. He might be doing something important. But
nope, he liked the comment immediately.
I mean, no, because he stays up. That's the thing. That's the difference. I'm not used to staying up this late. I'm always asleep by like 9.
Zagan is a goat.
So,
I quote.
Yeah. Yep, there he is.
I want to get you on as soon as possible. You're actually live on the show too. Yo, maybe we should fucking... Do you mind if I, like, video call them or call them?
Dude, go ahead. I'm all for it. Hell yeah.
Let's see, I'll make sure that... Oh, man, I hope he answers. This could be the first, like, one of those podcast moments we have. If he answers. Hello?
I know, right?
Hello? I can't hear you, friend.
Sometimes you gotta like turn off the speaker and then turn it back on.
Oh. Yes. Hello. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to have like a Joe Rogan-ass moment for my show because we're doing the session right now. Hold on. I'll try to get you on speaker. Fuck. There.
Dude, what the fuck? No way.
Yeah, dude, we're live, kinda on the Anatomy Crosscast. He just mentioned y'all. I'm like, we gotta get this guy on.
You're catching me while I'm at the gym, dude.
Getting them frickin' gains to go get the princess.
I'm over here fucking working out and shit.
That's great. That's great. Well, we wanted to say hi and let you know that we want you guys to be our next like. MySpace, because I kind of get MySpace vibes from the merch and the music on the site, but it's a Nintendo Core. But I just wanted to drop by and say we wanted to get you on the show sometime this year.
Hell yeah! No, we'd be down.
Hell yeah! Well, say bye to the Cross Core, the audience.
Goodbye, guys, and you guys are goats for watching this.
Hell yeah!
This guy's a legend.
This will happen here in 2026. Later, bro.
Later.
All right. And that's the first moment like that we've had on the show. That's pretty fucking cool. I like being able to do that and just what the like. Imagine if it was like
that Joe Rogan ass moment.
Me?
Nice.
Like,
I know, right? He's in the middle of his. Yeah, I know. He would be the type. Did he say he was at the gym?
Yeah, he said he was at the gym. Yeah, I'm like getting them.
What did he say he was doing?
Get the princess. Then.
Zane at fucking 11:17 at night. My friend.
Planet Fitness, dog, or one of them 24/7.
Zane,
EOS,
he's a. Tell me about it,
dude.
I know, like so I have my guitar, right? The one that I use for both Succubus and Fragment the Princess. It's a Matt Heafy custom Les Paul, and he wants us to do those fucking he wants us to do those really low crabcore fucking dives, and I'm all like, dude, I'm totally down. But I have a guitar that weighs 13 million pounds on my back, so I don't really know how, like, can I get an aspirin after or some shit? Like, dog.
Can you provide?
So him and the fucking the other guitarist are like, dude, we got to get you in the gym then so you can do some fucking squats and stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, I really wonder if back in the day, because of the crabcore era, if most of the bands that did that shit, they're fucking, like, every single member of the band was just caked up. Just like, you know, they got the fucking squats in there. It's just in a different way, you know what I mean?
Oh, you know that shit was like bouncing with each fucking dive. You know what I mean?
On some regular
on,
show
man.
shit. God damn it, dude.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Hella turbulence in the front row. Hella turbulence in the front row. We love it.
We love it. But cool. So in that case, look forward, everyone, to one of our next revival MySpace crosscasts, which will be with the entirety, hopefully, of I Kidnapped the Princess. I didn't even check out their fucking Spotify profile. Like, do y'all have an album out yet, or just EPs and shit?
Yeah, so that's the funny part. So the album that's out, I had nothing to do with.
I see.
I joined the band back in July when they had did their first show. I knew Zane, the lead singer, for a long, long time. We're good friends. You know, I just saw I saw his band was playing live, and I was like, fuck it, I'll show up. And so after the show, we had a lot of fun. I was really tired, and I casually just said some shit like, dude, you guys should totally bring me in as a rhythm guitarist. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna let the band know for sure. And I was like, cool. So I go home. I wait like 2 days, and he fucking calls me, and I'm like, what's up, bro? And he's like, hey, so about your offer to be a rhythm guitarist. I was like, I offered? I don't remember this shit at all. But all right, cool. So he fucking just says, and he was like, so we kind of don't want you as a rhythm guitarist. And I was like, whatever. Forgive and forget. I get it. He's doing his band shit. I get it. And he was like, do you want to be a lead? And I said, well, sure. And so I said, absolutely fucking kinda. And so we worked on anything that is the single Gunfight with Slender Man and Up. That is me. That is me doing the instrumentals, and, you know, having participation within the band.
Fuck yeah, I like that. And in that case, I, you know, highly anticipate one of many couple dozen opportunities really so far, as, you know, with our session that we did with Slim, there's Slim, Vulgar X, Xenobite, and this other kid, this other guy from the South African trap metal like syndicate. They call themselves the Dark Verse Syndicate. It's kind of like Grey Day in South Africa. They are going to help us get networked to at least 26 different South African metal, deathcore, slam bands. And then we're popping the fuck off in New Zealand, dog. Like we got that stuff under wraps. And then
nice.
Southeast Asia as well. Like I'm excited for 2026 and all the bands that we host from these different corners of the world. Shout out to everyone applicable. But you know, we at least got 2 sessions with Zagan this year. Then I look forward to it, dog. But continuing then the conversation, you know, you mentioned SoCal, which is interesting because we were just in Los Angeles talking with Floodlit, and then really we started our networking with the SoCal area with Frankie and Suki of Lucrezia. We've had them on twice now. Are you familiar with these people?
I know the name, like not the name of, what was the band name you said?
Lucrezia.
I think I know the band. I'm not sure I know the people is the thing.
Right. Well, it is kind of like Ocean's 8 Alaska with like more anime in it, if you will. And it's 2 vocalists. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, no, it's really fucking sick. One's Frankie. He's a guy. He does the heavies, and then Suki does...
He's a guy.
He cleans, or pardon me, Suki cleans, sings as well as does heavies, and they have this really interesting mechanic about them that I think continues upon the dynamic that bands like Despised Icon, Angel Maker, Psycho Frame, and a couple others are well known for, which is having 2 frontmen, right? They shook it up a little bit, and now that I'm realizing it, I'm probably going to be doing the same thing with my main band, like have a frontman and a frontwoman. That way it's like equal half and half if they don't want to do guitar, like the current female vocalist for Make Them Suffer, who also has that like weird keyboard guitar. If said person in the future doesn't want to do that, we can just have 2 singers, 2 people jumping into the pit, 2 people orchestrating the crowd, boom, bada, bang. But Continuing to learn about you then, sir, what I want to ask next is your top 10, actually, albums of 2025. If you have 10 albums to quote. If not, that's completely okay. And we can just dumb it down to like 5 or so.
See, that's the thing. I don't really listen to new releases. Every single thing that I really usually listen to is like past tense. But fuck, what albums came out of 2025 that I really, really liked? Ghostbath's album was really good. I think, fucking Wounded dropped like 13 albums that fucking year, you know? So like, hold on. I'll chicken pick my favorite Wounded Masquerade album first. I have to check because, you know, it's, okay. Okay, the most recent one that she did, Wounded Masquerade, that's self-titled. That one's fucking gnarly. I think, who else dropped music last year that I was really, really happy about? That I was like, fuck yes, this is cool. God, that's hard. Because it's like, I don't really think of, like, and now I have to think, 10?
It's not fun.
Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I wasn't in the band, so I can say it. I Cannot the Princess first album was pretty damn gnarly. Despite despite me now having to play all those songs and me thinking that the production quality sounds like shit, I think that it was still good. I think Kuryong, I don't know how to say their name. They recently got a lot of traction. There was an EP that came out last year because they claim to be a black metal band from North Korea. Whoa. And yeah, and it's really fucking good raw black metal. I doubt that they're from North Korea. Heavily doubt it. But do I think that their music is good for what it is? Hell yeah. That music is amazing.
What's the band name? How do you spell
I think that EP is very awesome. It's in Korean, so I don't really know how to... Here, I'll send you a link. What kind of fucking, you know... What do you use?
Oh, yeah, it's Instagram. And just send it to @theanatomycross.
Instagram, okay. Okay, cool. Here, I'll find their YouTube and I'll send it to you. But yeah, they're a good... they're a really, really good... fucking North Korean raw black metal band. Super good. The album that came out... Oh, fuck, I can't log into my my Bandcamp because it's been so long. So...
No pressure.
There's this band that I really, really liked. They were a DSBM band from Japan, and they were called Ure. Ure had one EP to their
Sorry.
to their roster, and they were working on an album, but I didn't hear anything about it. I heard like one announcement, and then that was it. I did a little bit of digging, and apparently they fucking like... Just like, apparently like the singer went crazy and like blocked the guitarist and went MIA, and he still has not heard from her ever again. So he ended the band like that. But all I saw was rest in peace Ure.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because that normally means somebody died. Somebody's dead. So, all right, shit, no more band. But yeah, I know the guy who is, you know, the guitarist of it. He started a new band called Yushu. And Yushu made one album with a new vocalist. She is amazing, even better than the old vocalist, in my opinion. And yeah, the album that they dropped on Bandcamp is really, really good. Let's see, did this album come out in this year? It did not. It came out 2 years ago. What else? This album came out last year. Cries of Agony.
Okay.
Cries of Agony split with Culturist and DJ 32. It is a dungeon synth mixed with rave album.
Whoa. Really,
really weird, but I love it a lot. It's super unique, and I think that it's perfect album. Or not perfect, but it's an enjoyable album.
There you go.
And I guess it's like my final. You know what? I'll give people a weird one. Fuck, that was an EP. That doesn't really count. Never mind then. I was gonna say Fentanyl, but I think that album came out, or that EP came out 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm gonna look through my Bandcamp and see what like I bought and I that I really 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 like. Um, I think I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, the Brutal Goes Pop album comp that I was on with I Kidnapped the Princess before I joined the band. You know how there's the Punk Goes Pop?
Yes.
The Punk Goes Pop albums. So we had so Zane and I went to a show that was Victim Blamed, the headlining, I think. He just talked to me and was like, "Hey, dude, I want you to hop on this Brutal Goes Pop thing that I'm doing." And I was like, "Okay, I don't really have like a metalcore or deathcore band, so I don't really know how that would work." And he was like, "No, dude, hop on a Succubus." And I'm like, "I got posted on r/black metal cringe once, and I don't want it to happen again." And so I was hesitant, but I joined in. I Kidnapped the Princess did a cover of Poker Face, and we performed it live for our Halloween show, which was absolutely amazing. And I did a cover of Die With a Smile as the final track. I think they knew that since I'm like the only one that like really does not belong on this roster, they just put me last because like it also makes it a bit more mysterious. Like, ooh, the black metal band is the fucking last one because they're mysterious and shit. So yeah, that was a nice album. I think there you go. There's my top whatever many albums I listed in a sheer panic of trying to find out what album is which.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. And I think that will actually be the end then of the first part, I think, out of 2 for tonight's session. We'll be right back.
We had leftover Jack in the Box from the drive.
Dude. Jack in the Box, man. I would love some Jack in the Box right now, especially if I had some money. Like,
this is my first time having one of their tacos. I got to keep it a bug with you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I used to work at Jack. I used to work overnight shifts at Jack. And I'll tell you what, dog, when people would be too drunk to pay for their food and then leave it behind and we were disabled to eat it, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. But unfortunately, our boss eventually cracked down on us. And apparently, he was the only one who cared, but it was mainly a corporate thing. He's like, oh, it's messing with our budget. I'm like, dude, fucking, you're stealing money off of all of our checks. That's messing with our budget.
You're fucking Jack in the Box. You're a multi-million dollar company. Who gives a fuck?
No, he was very corporate, and apparently he started scrambling about last election season when it was announced that someone would be voted in, and he's like, man, I don't have any of my papers. Like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Yep. And apparently that's a theory on why he was taking money from everyone's checks, is so he had a stash of American, U.S. dollars when he left, and he treated me like shit. So I'll admit, like I filled out a certain form at one point, but it was only because he had such a shitty attitude, and like he was hella disrespectful to everyone in that store. So I love working there because one of the people that always caused problems for him, and I think he did it on purpose to distract him, like messing with the fucking thermometer. Like he's like, Jose, why'd you fuck with it again? It's like, leave it the fuck alone. You're not paying the bill. He's like, oh, sorry. He wasn't sorry. But, no, yeah, shit was so funny. And what was it, every morning as I was getting ready to leave or my first day coming in there, he's like, you hungry, dude? I'm like, yeah, I'm really hungry. He's like, what do you want, man? He's like, looking around and shit. What do you want? I'm like, I would love to have whatever the hell that is. He's like, oh, the chicken tater melt? I got you, fam. And he would like just make it for me. He's like, and he like hand it to me and shit. I'm like, dude, you the homie. And I give him like a fist bump. He did it like 4 or 5 times when I was working there, including my last day when the boss wasn't there and when I was getting my last check, because this motherfucker had the audacity to not give me my check when he had it. He was like, I was being nice before. I have to give you guys your checks on Saturday. I'm like, dude, if you fucking have the check, give me the check. I don't live anywhere close by. And I live exactly where I am now, which is like a 45 to hour drive to get out there. I'm like, motherfucker, just give me my paper check. He's like, no, I was being nice before. And I think his boss was in the building as well, so he didn't. I'm like, and I remember pretty sure I spooked him a little bit. I'm like, you're fucking wasting my time. And then I left the building, very pissed off. And you can't exactly slam a rotating door, like not one of the ones they have in the bigger buildings, but one that doesn't actually close, right? I would like kind of slam it. And I remember he came out briefly and he looked back and forth as if scared shitless. I'm like, yeah, fucking... But also, you could have just given me the paper, came back the next day, Jose made me a chicken tater melt, I got my check and fucked off, like, for all eternities, and until further notice. But, no, Jack in the Box was fun, love their food, and yeah, we are back on the Anatomy Crosscast after a conversation about Jack in the Box, apparently. It is currently 12:37 a.m.
I know, right?
On the 5th of January. Man,
dude, he's in the future. It's still 11 for me.
So he's still in yesterday. Woo! But no, honestly,
Yesterland.
Yesterland, exactly. Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is today, and today is yesterdayland. Fucking the Oogway quote. Tomorrow.
What is today?
History.
But yesterday's tomorrow.
Yesterday's tomorrow. Fucking to quote Oogway, the future is a mystery, yesterday is history, but today is a gift. That is what they call the present. Fucking, I need to watch Kung Fu Panda, bro. Such a good movie series. Or at least I need to watch it again.
I grew up with those.
Yeah, I did too. That's tough. That's what is it? Ball knowledge? I think that's what they call it. It's like
Elite ball knowledge. That's what us youngins call it. Yeah.
Elite ball knowledge. There we go. No, that's that. Once we got past the era of like Legend of the Guardians, Alice Gahul or John Carter, Tron Legacy, the end of the original 4 Pirates films, man, it just changed, man. It changed, and all the quality of content, I think, overall just dropped because they stopped caring. They're like, oh yeah, we can make $1 billion off of movies if we make them a certain way, so let's just make them a certain way and not experiment. I'm like, dude, what happened to fucking the show continuing off of Princess and the Frog, where ironically Prince Navid dies and Tiana is hella old, so she sells the restaurant and goes on a bayou adventure. That was supposed to be a show on Disney Plus, and we never got it. I'm like, why? Where is that? Where's my Tiana show? I'm like strangling Bob Iger. Where is it? But no, it's
where is it?
January, man. January of 2026 in the anime world. We are gonna eat really, really well. We got a lot of stuff coming. I'm excited.
I know. I'm fucking pumped, dude. We got three more days till JJK season 3 drops, and I'm there. I watched the movie in theaters. I'm fucking there, man.
I recommend this to everybody. Have you seen Oshi no Ko yet? My Star.
I think I know by name, but I haven't watched it. Hold up.
The Japanese idol show?
It's an idol show?
Yeah, there's an idol anime, bro. It's actually really good. So it's called Oshi no Ko. You have to go on. You have to be subscribed to High Dive, which is literally retarded because most of the platform.
I'm a fucking dude. I'm fucking. What's his name? Jack Sparrow with my shit. Don't worry. You know what I mean?
You'll definitely find it on 9anime.to. So that's what I've been doing because I'm like, why the fuck would I get a subscription for like a third, fourth party anime streaming service where most of the shows otherwise are like.
I got Anikai.
But no.
Yeah, I got Anime Kai because it's like it's barely. You know how like some of those sites we have like hella ads that pop up and shit, and you gotta like close 13 pages of how there's 3 hot Russian singles in your area, right? Yeah. So like,
don't do it that.
But Anime Kai is good. Anime Kai is good because it's like it saves where you were last watching. You have like a continue watching page, and there's not as many ads that pop up in your face when you're trying to watch some shit. So yeah, pretty good. Another elite ball knowledge. That's my cousin put me on, dude.
9anime.to is the one I've been using for a long time. Either that or Zoro.to.
See, why do I feel like I've seen this, though? See, like, no, because I feel like I've seen this before. Like, I think I know someone who's really into it.
Well, now you know another person.
And they're going to be like, if they watch this, they're probably... I know, right? They're going to watch this and they're going to be like really disappointed that I don't know it, or they're going to be like, oh my God, he knows that I like that. Awesome.
No, Oshinoko is a really, really fun one. I think they're only planning to do 3 seasons. So the 3rd season, the reason I mentioned January, the 3rd season of that kickstarts here pretty soon. Core 2 of Fire Force Season 3, which low-key is the Soul Eater world creation myth arc, because they're connected stories. There's Jujutsu Kaisen. I think Bleach is coming back, and it's going to be active until at least March, doing its final part of its final season of the fucking 1,000-year Blood War. And then we're going to finally see that post-dystopian, Ichigo and Orihime, like, them actually being able to be a couple, for goodness sake. Dude, Bleach is so fucking good. I love Bleach. And then apparently Sentence.
I actually
really
hold on. I got something to show you. Then check this out. Check my shit out. Hold up.
He got that sword.
Hope I don't fuck him up though, because there's been times where I've tried to grab these fucking things and they always fall apart. But yeah.
Hey, that's sick, dog. That's great. Kurosaki.
I'll keep him here. But yeah, I got, dude, my fucking shelf is full.
Such a sassy.
My fucking shelf is just full of anime figures. It's got anime figures and a bunch of manga. Dude. So, I love showing them off. My most recent addition is the SH Fig Arts Guts with his, with like the white patch in his hair from the manga. I picked it up from my Mitsuwa down the street for $120, but hey, yeah. I fucking love that anime that manga, and fucking changed my life. Happy I got it. I got Denji. I have, I got fucking Broly and Goku.
Okay, cool.
Who else I got? I gotta look at my shelf. I got Gojo, because I don't even like Gojo like that, but he's still there. I have 2 Gokus. I lied. Hold on. I got some pop figures. I have Eric Draven pop figure, just chilling. I have Urihime, Megumi, and my absolute goat from JJK, Sukuna, all chilling in front of my JJK mangas.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I got 1 Vagabond manga that I'm probably going to hopefully complete the rest of the collection, because I like the series so far, and I'm really interested in what else it's got to offer.
Right. Well, damn, man. I think we might have to utilize the Berserk take, because otherwise, like, I think we'll be, for the most part, concluded with the people part of the podcast. So tell me, my friend, spill upon me your passions. That sounds weird, but I don't give a fuck. Go ahead and tell me about Berserk, man, and like what you dig about it, because I want to hear your take, dog.
You don't know how much this means to me. I have been shamed constantly by my friends for liking it, because they always say that it's Grape the anime, but I promise you, it is so much more. Dude, it's so much more.
So let me chime in briefly. Dude, Berserk is the reason Elden Ring exists, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's one of the many reasons.
Yeah, it's the reason that Dark Souls exists. It's the reason why fucking Cloud Strife exists. It's the reason that fucking Guts is the reason that your favorite swordsman with a big sword exists. I'm sorry. I think that that's cool, though. I love that. I think that it's great that he started. I love the look of a fucking dude with a big-ass sword. I think that that's an awesome look. And I'm sorry, but that's all where that shit started. So when we say everything's a Berserk reference, we are not lying.
So you were saying that you showed your partner Berserk. Did you show him the original anime or the newer, like, refurbished shit?
The original.
Okay.
The original, the 97.
I'm surprised they weren't at least interested in the soundtrack. Like, they were like, oh my god, that's so pretty.
The soundtrack's so beautiful. So I don't think he's very much into, like, soundtrack stuff. He's like, okay, so he gets into these animes more of, like, does he like the characters? Does he like the story? and is it something that he can put on and he can enjoy? He doesn't go into the nitty gritty like I would, unless he really likes it, and then he will. On our first watch, I did have to warn him about the sexual violence that's in there because, yeah, I'm not saying it isn't there, and when it is there, it is fucking graphic and heartbreaking. But the 97 anime specifically has it kind of tamed down.
It
There are some plot points that are cut out that, yeah, there's some plot points that are cut out so that it's more, it's less with the sexual violence. So like Wild as a character isn't even in there, which I'm totally fine with. Fuck Wild. They trim Guts' backstory, completely strip away Donovan as a character, which if you haven't read up to the point where Guts and Casca are at that tree, you're not going to understand why I'm going to say this, but Donovan is very, very crucial to Guts as a character, because what happens to Guts is really fucking awful, and it's disgusting, and it's heartbreaking, because it's like, oh, my poor baby. But like, you know, it's what shapes him. When when he says like he doesn't like to be touched, and he like damn near fights people over it, that's serious. It's a response from his trauma of being assaulted, and they don't really take that seriously. So that moment where he's under the tree with Casca, and when they finally have sex, which, by the way, when it comes to sex in manga, if it happens, I'm like, dude, this is if you were to just look at it, the Berserk sex scene between Casca and Guts, that is damn near just hentai. But like, with the amount of romantic tension that becomes between these people, and like, I was like, you know what? Hell yeah. Go get that cookie. You know? So fucking... But when they're in the middle of it, and then Guts has that flashback to his childhood, and then he fucking starts choking Casca out of just a pure misunderstanding of, this flashback, he tells her, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then he starts crying, and he says, and he explains to him how he killed his dad.
Whoa.
That was basically his father figure.
So you're telling me
Yep.
that there was a whole part of Berserk where they touched upon his background and him being assaulted, and then when him and Casca have their first fornication in the manga, at one point he strangles her because a trauma response, but that wasn't in the anime at all.
Yeah, so the anime is a little different. Did you watch the Memorial Edition for Berserk Golden Age arc?
If you're talking about the 3 parts of the movie thing that Warner Brothers did, yes, I do remember watching that, but I don't remember it even being in that.
Okay, the 3 movies are different. So there was the show that came out in 2020,
right,
that was added scenes from the 3 movies, and an added scene in the Memorial Edition was an extended version of the scene with them, and it explains, yeah, basically what happens is Guts has a flashback to his childhood from when he was raped by Donovan, and he starts choking Casca out of a psychotic episode, and doesn't realize he's doing it, and then when he comes back to reality, he lets go, and he apologizes to her, like, oh my God, I just fucked up our first time, and because of my own trauma. And he vents to her, saying that he starts crying, and he says he talks about how he killed his dad, and how he doesn't feel anything for it, even though he's killed hundreds and hundreds of people. He still feels really guilty about it. But he's like, why would he fucking do that to me, though? He still sold me out. Why the fuck would he do that to me? And so then he gets up and he's like, you should just leave me. You shouldn't. I'm sorry. I fucked all this up. I shouldn't have even come back. It's my fault. And right as he's about to leave, Casca gets up from the tree and fucking hugs him from behind. And then he's like, please don't do this. Don't do me like this, because we're just going to be licking each other's wounds at this point. And she's like, man, I have told you about my life so much. This is the first time that you've actually opened up to me about your life. So now I feel like we're even. And then they kiss, and then that's when they actually have like a really, really off-screen good sex scene. And I think that it's interesting how they handled it, because most shows, from my experience, that handle sexual assault are trying to show it in terms of like, how bad is this world? This world is really bad. This world is awful. This is the type of shit that happens, and that works, and that also does happen in Berserk. But Berserk shows it as, how does this affect the people that are assaulted and that people who are deeply traumatized by this. Guts is still doesn't like to be touched. He's still very like he does not like to be touched because of that reason. And it's something I haven't even seen before in fiction. The themes that Berserk explores are so different from any anime or manga I have ever seen, or any piece of literature I have ever seen. It's hard to put into words. It like changed my life, damn near. The thought of Guts as the man who is now constantly struggling against his fate, which was death. He was destined to die in the eclipse, but he is continuing to reject his fate of death by opposing Griffith and the
Archangels.
the God Hand.
Yeah, the God Hand,
struggling,
right.
struggling to live. Yeah, struggling to live, and oh my God, I can't. It's so fucking good.
Honestly, when I finally watched it back in the year of 2021, and for context, guess why I finally watched it? In reference to I guess.
Kentaro Miura's passing.
So.
Kentaro Miura's passing?
No. So back in 2021, I just remembered that you don't really listen to newer music. I'm sure you're familiar with the band, at least heard of them. Brand of Sacrifice, Toronto-based,
Yeah, I fuck with Brand of Sacrifice. Yeah,
So-
fuck with Brand of Sacrifice.
Summer of 2021 is when Lifeblood was bound to release. Okay. And I was hearing all across the board like, hey, this is a band themed around Berserk. Their original emblem was the Brand of Sacrifice from the Eclipse. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. I've never seen a band deliberately do this like they're doing. And Brand of Sacrifice is such a big inspiration for this show, in its presentation and the quality of presentation for the documentary they did on YouTube when they were still with Unique Leader Records, because it would be their last album with Unique Leader Records. And they did like a whole presentation. They did a whole like hype up live stream as they were preparing to release the album. No other band has done this since. No other band. And like, I'm like, dude, once I finally had the resources to release an album through Blind Without Our Failures, whatever we do first, we're doing it exactly like they did with Lifeblood. But this is about Berserk. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I need to watch Berserk then. And I finally watched it. I'm like, goddamn, this is so depressing, but now I understand, quote, hatred is where you turn when you can't face your grief. Intro track. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool. Because that happens after the eclipse. That's what the old man says. They just pitch shifted it and made it sound like a little girl. Or, Demon King, Griffith. Prophecy of the Falcon. All that shit. I'm like, these are really, really cool tracks. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Soul Eater, but in the future, sometime, I am planning on doing something very similar to Lifeblood, but with a little bit more blackened influence, or possibly even black metal and hip-hop influence. We'll see how it works. But for that album, for the title track, because the album is going to be called The Kishin. So if you're familiar with Soul Eater, you know who The Kishin is. John Robert C. of Crystal Lake has already agreed to feature on that title track when we get to the point of getting this Japanese literature themed album that's supposed to mix lo-fi hip-hop, metalcore, and Lorna Shore, black and deathcore, jamming all that together, doing covers of the intro songs like Black Paper Moon by Tommy Heavenly Six. I just can't wait to finally get to the point with my band that we can have a whole bunch of musicians who are very interested in doing that, get it done. Most of the tracks are going to have features, and just release basically the quote, or I guess the goal is that people will be able to quote over time that Brand of Sacrifice's Lifeblood could walk, so Blind Without Our Failures Kishin could run, and just run in stride. You know what I mean? So that's the goal. That's the hope for that.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Brand of Sacrifice and Slaughter to Prevail both are pretty Berserk themed, so I'm still waiting on a split album between them. I think that would be fucking iconic, but that's just me. It sounds like Alex Terrible swings around the demon Dragon Breaker. I think it's called Dragon Breaker. Guts' sword.
Dragon Slayer.
Damn.
Dragon Slayer. Yeah.
So close. Okay, so yeah, It's not like Alex Terrible doesn't have a giant replica Dragon Slayer sword that he swings around on stage, or even has people dressed up as Guts come into the middle of the pit. Nah, that doesn't happen at all. Oh wait, it does. So I'm like, I'm really confused as to why Soldier to Prevail, being such a popular band, hasn't returned to that embrace of the music, and just, especially because Berserk, from what I understand, is being continued and slowly brought up to its concluding point as we speak. Like, they're writing the manga, or they're writing bits and pieces. I'm sure you know about that. But what I've also been told by...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm up to date.
Yeah, I was told by Joshua Bain of the New Zealand deathcore band Depths. He's a big fan of the Berserk anime too. He said, yeah, I mean, the 2016 and 2017 show, they extended upon the plot a little bit, but the manga's actually still ahead of the anime. I'm like, you're serious? He's like, yeah, go check out the manga. I'm like, but I think of the manga as a script, especially when they do a loyal adaptation from the manga to anime. It's like reading ahead in the story. I don't want to do that. But at this point, I'm like, I might have to do that with Berserk. So,
no, it's a unique experience. No, you can't get it. Yeah, you can't get it from anywhere else. It is so... So let's start off with the fact that you should not be watching the 2016 anime, even though the contents of the 2016 anime are adapted. I still believe that if at best what you should do, at worst is what you should do, read the first 3 mangas, because that is the Black Swordsman arc. That is what takes place, the events right after the eclipse. Whoa. And just kind of introduces you to Guts. It introduces you to Guts. It introduces you to Puck, the comic relief character, who I love. It introduces you to Apostles, and even to Griffith. You meet Griffith for the first time. And something that you should keep in mind, though, is that this is before Kentaro Miura really had an idea of how he wanted to shape Guts. He didn't even have Casca in mind yet. So some scenes are a little bit too edgy. Guts' philosophy is basically like, he's more of an anti-hero. He's very pessimistic, and he is basically of the belief that if you are weak and you get caught up in the crossfire of his vengeance, then you were too weak to even deserve to live. And so, yeah, he's something else. So that's what you should read, and then watch the 97 anime. And then after that, what I did was I got the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition number 5 takes place right after Golden Age, but it also ends off on Golden Age because it's 3 mangas in one. So you get the very end of the Golden Age, and then the next arc, which the very end of the Golden Age is the scene with Griffith and Casca. So that was really fucking bad for me to read, because I was like, dude, this is worse than the anime. It is fucking visceral. But yeah, and then you continue through the series through that way. That's the way I did it, at least. Because the art in Berserk and the story that is told in the manga of Berserk is very unique to its own story, very unique to the manga, and will never be faithfully adapted, of my belief. I do not think that there is the possibility that Berserk, as it is, could be faithfully and accurately adapted to where a anime adaptation is superior than the manga. Because the amount of painstaking detail that went into Kentaro Miura's craft, he was a master class, illustrator, and on top of being a prolific writer, he illustrated some pages that are, oh my god, I'm not an artist. I'm not a visual artist. So people who are into art will take a lot of looks at his landscape photos. I am fascinated by his illustrations of landscape and how cities and kingdoms look, because they look really, really good. Some of it looks realistic almost. He studied realism in college. So a lot of his pages are beautiful. And so the experience that you are going to get within the manga is unique to the manga only, and I think that there will never be true, whatever, true, I guess, adaptation of the manga because of how intricate it is, how dark it is, and how it doesn't feel right. Because Hitaro Miura sadly passed away. And even now, with the story continuing on with Koji Mori, it's still a good story, and I'm still very happy with what he's doing, but it's not Kentaro. It's not him, and it was his story that he should have ended, but
Right.
I'm happy with what it's doing. I'm happy with what's going on. I heard that there's been murmurs about some new anime adaptation, but we've been told that for fucking years now, and it's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
please read the manga, everyone.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, too, is as someone who is a Nakama, so One Piece, someone who loves Bleach, and mind you, with One Piece, it took me 5 months, 5 to 10 episodes a day, straight. And that's how I got up to Wano Kuni. And that's also cutting out filler. So that was a very, very long 5 months. And I remember at some point, because I was watching One Piece just every fucking day working from home, dude, at one point I felt like I was being One Piece coded with even my like subconscious imagination. I was like thinking of what the final war might look like or some shit, Marines just everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I might need to take a break from One Piece after all that time. Like, goddamn, I'm being shocked by the imagination of Ichida Oda in my sleep. You know, I can't sleep because One Piece, the One Piece is real. But and that was a weird process to go through. But with Berserk, man, the 2016 and 2017 season just didn't. It was nothing for me. It was way too graphic. It was way too edgy. It was trying to do a whole bunch of really audacious stuff that I didn't really think matched the tone of the original manga. But now I'm understanding, yeah, no, the anime was actually a lot more toned down than the original manga. I'm like, God damn it, okay. I guess
It was, and it's like, it's just, that fucking animation. And I'm sorry, I tried to not say it, but that fucking animation it's not even just like bad. It's just insulting. I can't stand looking at that shit. The 2D animation looks great when it's there, but 3D, oh my god, and they use it too much. It's fucking terrible. And the way his sword sounds, I can't.
Yeah, it was gross. So I really hated the newer seasons, but I do like the song that 9mm Bullet made for the intro because I'm like super into that shit.
Yep. That's a good song.
No.
Oh, for sure. The fucking openings for Berserk are always like, they do really well. Berserk, for some reason, has really good soundtracks, even in like the shittiest of anime adaptations. It is fantastic, and I'm happy with that. I know a lot of the Berserk fandom makes fun of the 97's opening, Tell Me Why, from Pen Pals, because it's a little silly. It's a little silly, and I'm totally fine with it. Well, I fucking love Tell Me Why, okay? It's campy, it's nice, it's lighthearted. But it's fucking good too. It's a good ass song.
Is really the one that like.
The outro's silly as hell too. I know. First time I heard the outro, I was like, "Okay, bro, are we serious?" I was like, "Bruh, come on, are we dead ass?" Okay, sure. I couldn't. And so I just fucking all right, whatever.
It sounds
and then Arya from the movies. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. But but when you get to that last episode and the fucking music plays, you're just like, that's seriously. It? You don't even think about the music anymore. You're just like, that's like it?
The violin just matches too well, or, you know, the strainy is playing in the violin and you're like, whoa, what? That's all it is. Like, fucking,
I know, right?
Berserk yourself.
That's some bullshit. I know. I know. But yeah, you'll always expect, as long as they have the guy who makes the really good music, Susumu Hirasawa, I think his name is. He made Guts' theme. He made Forces. He made Behelit, which plays all throughout the 97 anime. He made the opening for the Golden Age movies. He even made that fucking song that's always fucking played in the 2016 anime, Hi-Yo. So he all over Berserk, and he basically makes music that is tailor-made for Berserk. So there you go. I love it every time that he's implemented in something.
Here's my question to you as a pretty hardcore Berserk fan then. If like, obviously, it's going to be very, very hard, in your opinion, if they attempt to do it once more in the future, to truly adapt Berserk into a way that does honor to the manga in the way that it should, in the way that you think it deserves. So, if you were to, in your experience and with all the anime you've seen, all the masterpieces you've accumulated in your portfolio, who do you think, like, what studios, right? What director, if you're like that involved in the names and stuff, even though they're pretty complicated compared to American names, like, what teams from other shows do you think have to combine forces to make like the best and most faithful Berserk anime adaptation to the manga? And because people are pretty desensitized today, maybe the darkness would be welcomed at this point. So what's the dream team then for that perfect adaptation for you?
Well, this is where it gets iffy. So I think that to understand making a Berserk adaptation, you also have to understand that the way I view Berserk adaptations in terms of media, I view them all as like bonus content, like add-ons, so that you can enjoy as a fan. But you can still put a lot of effort into it and make it look fucking awesome so that you can have, holy shit, this is amazing and I love this as a fan, and this is a good way to get people interested in reading the manga who wouldn't be already stoked on the idea of reading something. I think that, I know a lot of people want MAPPA, but the issue that MAPPA has is that they acquire a lot, and I love MAPPA. I love MAPPA. I love Chainsaw Man. I love JJK. I've been recently watching AOT. I think that's MAPPA. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that was their firstborn, if you will. And Hell's Paradise is the
yeah, for sure. So I think MAPPA would do great for Vagabond, from what I'm reading so far. But I don't think MAPPA could really do Berserk. I think the animators for Demon Slayer might be able to, especially after seeing some clips from, I think that seeing some clips from like some of the fights and like how, I don't know who it is, but I think it's the flashy guy who's like running through a bunch of like fire and explosions and shit, and I saw like how they did it, and I'm like, dude, that fucking looks awesome. I can see them doing a Berserk adaptation. And then, of course, fucking maybe Netflix will acquire some studio, because Netflix got the money to do it. Netflix has the money to do it, and also they don't have to worry too much about, like, the issue with how gory and, violent Berserk is mainly stemmed from, like, and why it was toned down, is mainly stemmed from, like, they got, like, they put it on TV and, like, in cable, so you weren't able to show a lot. That's why the movies are normally considered to be, like, the most graphic, because,
I just realized something. The same people who did the Devilman Crybaby.
Yep.
Like Devilman Crybaby, the team behind that, or the team behind Devil May Cry, combined forces with Ufotable on Netflix. Boom. Netflix budget with Ufotable in those studios.
That would be like, dude, oh my god. That would be like that'd be a dream come true for me.
There you go.
It's like, I also know, like, one criticism, not criticism, but one thing I hear a lot of people say is, like, Berserk is not really, like, as a high commodity of a product that they want to acquire, because it's not necessarily, like, really, really popular. And they're right. It's compared to the vast majority of, like, other animes and mangas, it isn't the most popular, but it is the highest rated, for one. And for two, the reason that it's not that popular is because the animes are not really that good. And every single big manga that you can think of has a very good anime adaptation to go with it. So, and as it's standing alone as a manga, it has sold so much.
It's kind of like the Pulp Fiction or fucking Inglourious Bastards of the anime world, man. Like, it's a cult classic.
Yeah. For sure. So I think that studios like Ufotable could do it. I think that Netflix could probably do it too. As long as they stick to the source material and keep it as, violent as it is. I know that it's going to cause a lot of problems. A lot of people are going to complain about it who don't understand Berserk and don't quite get the reason for it being so violent. There's going to be, of course, media backlash, but media backlash comes with literally everything. There will be even more media backlash if we don't get one that is more, akin to the manga. But again, treat it as right again, but also don't stress so hard about trying to make it the replacement for the manga, because you're not going to replace the manga. Just recognize that, respect the manga for what it is, and make a good anime that the fans are going to be like, holy shit, this is perfect, and can introduce people to the manga.
Right.
That's really what the animes are really good at doing, is introducing people to the manga who are not sold on reading something right off the bat, Yeah. Not only that, those are just a couple studios that I think that can do it.
Right. Not only that, but like, honestly, with what I was about to mention, we're kind of at the peak of the James Wan / A24 horror era. Robert Eggers is kind of nestled in there too, but dude, the level of violence and gore and peak technology, SFX makeup and motion capture technology that they have going on right now, movies like The Monkey or Between Us, Bring Her Back, I think is another one, Talk to Me, all these peak A24 films, and then Welcome to Derry. I think honestly this might be the best time for them to combine forces on that level. And even if it's for the sake of something movie-wise, like the Phoenician scheme or the Phoenician agenda, which, like, I kid you not, is the first film not claimed by Quentin Tarantino that had that, like, you really need to pay attention and just be open-minded to understand what the fuck this movie is about. But if you've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, imagine that, but with, like, a great variety of A-list actors, and it's all, like, live action. It's kind of got that vibe to it. It's really weird, but the cinematography is really impressive, and the story is really good, too. I could recommend that to anyone. Very strange movie, and it doesn't really require you to think that much. It's a weird one, but same thing with Berserk. A lot more people know about Berserk than they do the Phoenician Agenda, but nonetheless, Berserk is a cult classic that I think deserves more attention, and it deserves the attention that would also garner it a kind of relieving conclusion. It's almost like an A24 film that was never finished. That's a good way to describe it. I'm not sure if you, Zagan, have had the opportunity to watch horror. Maybe you're not a horror fan. Have you seen movies like The Witch or Hereditary and shit?
Yeah. Okay. I am a big fan of that style of movies. I think I don't know if my mom has seen Hereditary, because I know that that's like that type of movies. She's into that weird fucking freaky ass shit that makes you be like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I remember one time she really liked Midsommar, or like she watched it and she was like, oh, that was a good movie. And so she fucking met with some friends that I think are, what's Midsommar, like Swedish film, I think?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's A24.
So she met with some friends that are Swedish. Yeah, she met with some friends that are Swedish and was like, oh, you should totally check out this movie. And by the end of the movie, she was like, I am so sorry that I subjected you to that, actually. I forgot half of the shit that's in there. But no, yeah, I love that style. I love Hereditary. I like Sinister. I love...
Sinister is an A24?
I have seen Talk... Okay, I guess not A24, but that style of movie where it's like super weird and scary. I don't think it's an A24 movie.
Horror.
But yeah, A24, fine. Yeah, Talk to Me. Talk to Me is fucking awesome. I love Talk to Me.
I want to watch that.
Is Smile A24?
No. Smile's not A24.
No.
Might as well be.
Okay. Might as well. I know, right? It's coming from the same era. But yeah, I get what you mean. Here, I'll look up A24 horror movies that I've seen and I can competently talk about. But yeah, me and my brother used to go to a bunch of A24 horror movies when they would come out. The Witch, The Witch I love. The Lighthouse? Really? That's an A24? Shit, I love The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse was
Talk to Me, yep. X X is really good. Same with Pearl.
I haven't seen Pearl, the third one
Holy
yet.
shit, they made. It's all right. It's not bad. They made Heretic. I like Heretic. Heretic is really, really cool. I remember I watched that with my brother when I was getting into like more cultist, Satanist stuff, and it was oh yeah, it's pretty gnarly. They made I Saw the TV Glow.
I have no idea about that film. I do not know what that is at all.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure because I Saw the TV Glow is this one horror movie that my fucking boyfriend keeps talking about because he keeps talking about how he's like it was like the one movie where he was like, okay, have you seen I Saw the TV Glow? And I was like, nope. And I'm waiting for him to like force me to watch. And he's like, okay, I will not watch it with you, but I want you to watch it. I'm like, okay, interesting. And so he sends me a video of this girl who just kind of texted in her Discord server saying like, I'm gonna watch I Saw the TV Glow. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you guys in a second. She fucking the next clip is her being like, I thought it wasn't as bad as people said it was, but it was bad. She's fucking crying. I'm like, I have to see this now. I have to see this.
Yeah.
So apparently it's supposed to be super relatable for young queer kids, so
Oh, I see.
or teenagers. So maybe I'll check it out. And it's got the dude from what's it called, Detective Pikachu, or Sharper, or at least those are the movies that I can think of that he's in.
Okay.
But yeah, young guy, he's pretty cool.
Sweet.
But yeah, I guess I got to check that out. So.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this all is basically just correlating to the statement, Berserk is the A24, the unfinished A24 film of the anime world, in my opinion. Like,
Yes.
boom.
Yes.
So, in that reference, for me, Blackcoat's Daughter, that was my first A24 film. That was really good. The Witch, Midsummer, Hereditary, The Lighthouse, and that's it so far. But otherwise, like in this modern era of thriller and horror, Nosferatu, I was very close to finishing the Robert Eggers remake. I didn't finish it though, and I feel really, I'm like, Urgh. But what pissed me off is halfway through the movie, because this is when I was working for Jack in the Box, my roommate just fucking spoils half the film halfway through. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm about to go into work. I wanted to watch this later at some point, even if it's kind of like a weird semi-red flag movie to watch with the date. I still wanted to watch it with the date and see how they
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah. I watched it with my cousin.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, I watched it with my cousin in theaters, and we were like, what the fuck?
Bounce on it. They go to sleep. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Crazy style.
Yeah, crazy style. I'm like, okay, it's weird.
Oh,
What I
Lord.
am excited for, really excited for, is Robert Eggers and his werewolf film with Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's going to be really sick. Because I think it's going to be very similar to...
Is it not out yet?
No. They're still developing it. If not, they might have stopped filming it by now, but it looks like it's going to be really good. And hopefully it's a redemption film for Aaron Taylor Johnson compared to the Kraven the Hunter film, which was just, it was bad. It was just bad. Like, they already have him as Quicksilver, and then they already have Russell Crowe playing Zeus, who's not officially dead in Marvel yet. And then they just throw them both in these random-ass roles that kind of correlate with Spider-Man. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Over at Sony, that is. They just, they try to rush the whole process, and it really pissed me off. Like, the animated Spider-Verse films and Brand New Day are the only reason that anybody's even trying to tie the laces of the boots that they're about to put on regarding the hype train of Sony's. That and fucking... until Netflix buys K-pop Demon Hunters off of Sony, like, that's what they got going for them right now. And I really hope they get their heads out of their asses and really cook up some good Spider-Man-based IPs. Also, fucking Madam Web, abysmal dog shit. The only reason you watch that film is because you want to see Sweeney Todd in a fucking Spider-Woman outfit, okay? Like, I don't care what anyone has to say.
Yeah.
It was just a really bad movie. A really bad adaptation, and... anyways, I don't mean to talk so much shit, but Berserk talk, right? I think that should about wrap up. I think the only thing I wanted to get from your perspective and your knowledge of the show is is the 2016 and 2017 season a even vaguely faithful adaptation of the source manga, or is it just kind of the same thing as they did with Full Metal Alchemist, the original, compared to Brotherhood, where they just continued on their own?
When I tell you that I have not hated a piece of media so seriously until I watched the Berserk 2016 and 17 anime. I'm going, oh my god. I had said, I read, after I read the manga and I was like, okay, I might as well delve into what 2016 has to offer, right? I'm fine with some poorly rendered 3D animation. I don't really give a shit. Why not? I didn't know that it wasn't just the sound of his sword and in the animation. You have Gojo's voice actor voicing Guts. I'm sorry? What did you think that Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs was a good pick for Guts? Huh? He plays silly characters. He doesn't ever play like the dark, brooding, serious type. Never mind the fact that some of the lines are changed.
Oh, no.
I think the first scene in the one that stood out to me for made me was like, oh, this is a shitty anime, was when he's in the wagon with the priest writing, and the priest said something like, he explains how his nephew was also a mercenary and died and probably would have had a wife and children by now, and if he wasn't a mercenary like Guts was. And then Guts in the manga says something like, what's wrong with that? He died doing what he wanted, no matter the cost, right? I'll bet he was happy. Which is, sure, is it edgy? A little bit. But it is the underlying tone of that he wants to live on his own and not have to be under the guise of someone else that is trying to command him. And that his belief of, like, you should be the one to carve out your own destiny. Which is also where people tie in that it is a Nietzschean philosophy. But that's another bag of worms for me. But in the 2016 anime, he says something along the lines of that he was lucky. And then that's where I'm just like, oh. Okay.
Oh no, clean.
All right. Oh no. And the Berserker armor scene was as underwhelming as I thought it would be. I don't know how you can ruin such an amazing moment. To the point where the video game that is considered the worst Berserk video game does it 10 times better than the anime did. I'm amazed. I was shooketh. But oh my. It is the most visually offensive thing I've ever seen. And it's impressive how, like, the guy who was the director, he had a decent roster up until, like, the time that it was being made. Like, the only thing I really recognized from his roster that was, like, Panty and Stocking. That's about it. And, I think he did, like, the Devil May Cry 2007 anime. But that's about it. That's all I knew from him.
So he had a resume, but not nearly as impressive a resume that would qualify him, if approved by the masses.
Qualify Berserk, yeah. Right, yeah. Right, so, no. I think that as an anime, it should be avoided at all costs. Please do not fall for any traps that say that it is actually just misunderstood. It is awful. Please do not indulge in it. If anything, if you're going to buy it, if you're at least buy it for the terms of, I want to show that there is an interest in Berserk in the West. Because in Japan, Berserk is really, really highly acclaimed. Berserk is highly praised in Japan. It is the biggest thing over there. However, in the West, not so much. So I can't even stand it. I can't even stand the thought of it. But yeah, watch 97 anime and then read it.
Yeah,
that's my approval.
Honestly, too, I don't think I would even recommend the newer movie that Warner Brothers did. Am I wrong for that? Like, it doesn't have the original soundtrack at all.
Okay, not the movies. If you're gonna watch that version, don't watch the movies. Watch the Memorial Edition rebuild because it has some added scenes. It has the Bonfire of Dreams part where Guts is up top of the hill and he talks to Casca about how everyone's dream is a raging inferno and that inferno is Griffith. Again, it's the scene where it's like the only time that scene about him being molested was actually adapted. So a lot of stuff that in there was added that made a lot of sense. What was interesting is that the movies were made with the intent of continuing on the story. They wanted to do Lost Children right after, which is the arc that comes right after the Golden Age in the manga. But it was denied because not only is Lost Children probably like the darkest arc in the entire series, I'd argue. It is they didn't make a lot of money from the movies, and so they were just like, well, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that a lot of studios, yeah, and studios That's part of the reason why they don't want to buy Berserk, because it's a risky one, because it hasn't really made a lot of money. So why would you go for something that hasn't really made a lot of money, no matter what, if it's highly praised, compared to this up and coming manga that is really good, that is destined to make a lot of money.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Well, here's to hoping then that with the projected roster, the proposed roster that Zagan provided us tonight, as far as Dream Studios combining forces, getting the Netflix level budget necessary to do so for a passion project, for the unfinished A24 or Quentin Tarantino-esque IP of the anime world. Hopefully, one day that might happen. Or with the
if you are looking for hopium for another Berserk anime, if you're in the Berserk fandom at all, then you know this. There was a fan anime that was going to come out. It was going to be adapting the Black Swordsman. They were called Studio Eclipse. They were shut down about a year ago because they were taking donations, and the people who own Berserk, the rights to Berserk, Dark Horse Comics, shut it down. So they made a statement about like last month saying that they shut down their Black Swordsman project, and very in a casual throwaway line said that they were discussing terms with Dark Horse and the owners of Berserk, saying that we will be happy to do an adaptation of it if they were given the proper funding. But they decided to go with a Japanese studio for the next adaptation. Sorry. Excuse me. So it is not confirmed that there will be, because these things get talked about all the time. But there is lightweight hopium that there is something that they are talking about, at the very least, that it is being discussed that there will be some sort of studio, hopefully, adapting Berserk in a way that I hope that the fans would like. Maybe they learn from their mistakes from the colossal blunder that 2016 was, and the other animes, which are even the best of them, which is the 97 anime, still had a lot of issues in it. There was a lot of plot lines that were cut out, but it's still a good anime overall. So please
invest.
Please don't fuck this up.
Yeah, for
please.
the fans, it's like invest. Put some financial resource into there, just like
I know,
you said
right?
earlier, and get the demand rolling. I know I plan to buy the manga and have the Berserk manga be the first manga that I ever fucking read, ever. I've never read manga before because of the scripture philosophy that I have, especially regarding shows like One Piece, where we're at least an arc or two ahead of schedule right now in the manga. They're having to take a break because poor Oda-san, he is getting really, really sick and sustaining many health issues, including his eyes getting all fucked up, which makes him like scribble and shit on the manga panels. In reference to all of that, if we can eventually get a Brotherhood adaptation that completely restarts everything, but maybe utilizes watercolor, or gets studios like WIT involved, who are definitely more visually productive, and of course Ufotable, that would be fantastic. They are really good at putting vibrance into a more gritty environment. I think that would be a great start, is Ufotable and Netflix. Boom. If we can get more studios jumping in, as per everyone's high praisal or high praise of this manga, that could be cool too. But it really does end up being a Quentin Tarantino passion project with budgets, big budgets invested into it if it does happen. So hopefully it does happen one day. I will totally admit that after watching Sword Art Online recently and watching the first 3 seasons, I'm like, oh my god, this is supposed to be like a hella watered down version of Berserk. And what I mean by that, Kirito, main character, black swordsman, right? He, at first, is doing one sword, and I'm pretty sure that's what they planned. Second fucking half of the first season, he's wielding a Dragon Slayer-esque giant sword. Like, it's there. And I didn't realize it until I watched it recently, all in dub, which I never thought I would do, but SAO is probably one of the only ones I can watch in dub, because it was one of the first ones I saw, ever. And I was like, oh my god, this actually copies a lot from Berserk than I thought it did. You know, all the iconic SA scenes near the end of the seasons where it's like, Kirito, help me, and, you know, and there goes the clothes. I'm like, god damn. That's why it ended up being one of my first, but also my favorites, because it had that, no, we're not doing rape. We're not doing rape. The hero is just going to fucking kill him in a very ruthless way. I'm like, oh, let's go. But up until now, you know, they have what I think is going to be the final arc, where I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kirito and Asuna, actually both, but they are these weird, like, evil versions of themselves from within Underworld that then are they're kind of taking them through an imposter syndrome-esque experience where they're like, we've been in Nier for 100 years, virtually, and then you just pop back out into the real world. You're not the real Kirito and Asuna. You're not the real king and queen of Underworld. And then it's like a whole fight, I'm pretty sure. I haven't read the manga, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. What I'm trying to say is, the more faithfully you adapt a manga, the more that people are going to enjoy it as per, I don't know, the fucking manga sales. So just be faithful.
Yeah.
As also per a statement during shaky marriages. Just be faithful. It's not that hard. Like, there's a reason there's a ring here. There's no rings with Berserker SAO, but yeah, I think then that at an hour sharp and 6 seconds, that will be the end of the second part of tonight's conversation. We'll be right back. It's the final push. The final countdown. We're getting closer to making...
Last stretch, my friend. Last stretch.
Stretch, and then I'm going to bed. I don't know about you.
I know, me too. Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. I'm already getting the messages from the husband. He's a little... he's waiting.
Sorry, friend. I'll let him go soon. That will be the beginning of part 3. Welcome back, guys. It is currently 1:41 a.m. on the 5th of January. Most likely, too, I might switch it out to where sins are forgivable. This new track, right? It might be the beginning of the Crosscast. I'm not sure. Most likely, we'll just leave it in for part 3. But welcome back. And let's go ahead and talk about this song, because this is new material, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is on my next album.
Okay. So I wanted to get a little background on this song and this song alone, right? Just for now. So what's going on? Like, where does this take place in the story? Why did you decide for this to be the sneak?
Yeah. So this the story is about a man named Lucian. He was engaged to a man named Liam, who ended up dying in a car accident. And Lucian now has to attend the funeral, which is at his childhood church, to which he was abused at. And so the album is sort of I take a lot of inspiration from Silent Hill. A lot of people might see parallels between Silent Hill 2 and specifically with James Sunderland and Lucian. And this song in particular is the twist that he was the one who was driving the car that Liam ended up dying in because Lucian was drunk while driving. I'm writing a book for this story as well, like I did with Tale of Xandrias. But I'm not going to make it the twist that he kills him as late in the story. I'm going to make, or not kills him. I guess it was involuntary. He gets him killed is what it is. But he has to face the blame for it, both internally and through people who actually know what happened. And so, but it's going to happen a bit earlier on, maybe in the prologue. He's told it, and then that's when it snaps, and then that's when you realize, oh shit. So this song is him basically coming to terms with that he, coming to face the reality that he committed a sin beyond forgivable, which he believes is murder. And he can't face that on his own. And so in the context of the story, he actually ends up, spoiler alert, he ends up killing himself. He doesn't think that he deserves to live on because he killed the one thing that actually meant something to him. And he feels eternally guilty about it. And so he doesn't feel like he deserves to live. And that's where the story ends. So this is kind of the last stretch and the last sinking point for him before he ends up taking his own life.
I see. And, I mean, what a dark way to end a story, but that is the nature of the beast with this subgenre of the true counterculture world. Wonderful. And I cannot wait for, if you want to, us to have you return in the future once this album is ready to release. That way we can go completely under the skin. And even if we have the beginning and the end of the story already, it's just like Star Wars. Sometimes, if the narrative is compelling enough, you're going to want to know every detail that happens in between and possibly different perspectives on the matter. So, to kickstart then, the depersonalized, even though this is a one-man project, right? This is all you?
Yes, this is all me.
So despite this being a one-person project, we still love to attempt to have the artist, the guest, disassociate, depersonalize, and ask them questions as if Succubus, in this case, is their entity as a sentience. Where does the name Succubus come from?
I took the actual demon, which is a succubus. If for those who don't know, the demon of a succubus is a demonic woman who takes the form of an attractive woman so that she can seduce a man into sleeping with her, and then that's how she kills you. I was fascinated with the idea of a demon who can drain the life force of a man with man's most, guilty desire, that being seduction. So I flipped the words around, or the letters around, because I was edgy, and that's basically how I got the name. I wish I had some sort of grandiose story about how it has a deeper meaning, but that's part of the reason why I didn't want to, or I wanted to change the name, and still want to, but I'm not going to, because I don't really like it. But it's what everyone knows me by now, so it's already too late.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what succubus means, and that's where the origins of where it came from. And yeah, that's succubus.
Wonderful. Now, compared to other bands or band projects in the DSBM, depressing, suicidal black metal scene, what do you think separates or distinguishes Succubus from those other bands in the subgenre?
I think of course, because I'm me, and also because I try to do things that are a little bit different from the general norm of black metal as a whole. I don't really know any DSBM band that has a story album. I know DSBM songs that talk about a story. One that I can think of that definitely inspired me to make more stories within my songs is a song from Psychonaut 4, which is one of the most popular DSBM bands. Their song "Too Late to Call an Ambulance" takes through someone finding that someone that they know ends up killing themselves, kind of like "Name Your Son Is Dead," but just from a different perspective. And I like the idea. I like storytelling. I do. And if I can tell a story throughout my music, I think that that's wonderful. So that's the main goal with Succubus is I want to do something a little different that people haven't seen before, in hopes that maybe something different might be a bit more palatable to some people and might be a bit more relatable and might reach more wider audience that might be introduced to this subgenre. Maybe they'll come out of it feeling happier or worse, but I pray for them the best.
Right. Beautiful. Despite how dark that can be sometimes. Basically, we were done before that whole black metal talk I was just doing. We have 2 final questions for you, and these are newer questions, but this is meant to slingshot the show into future opportunities a little bit more authentically, as well as, once again, give you an opportunity to speak and recollect upon the now 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 20 seconds right now on going into the morning of December 5th, all the time that we've spent together tonight alone. Your boyfriend...
January 5th.
Yeah. Oh, did I say December 5th?
You did say it's December 5th.
Bravo to my lack of intelligence at this time of the morning. But we are there. We are at the tail end of this, and I am very sorry to your partner for keeping you up so late. He's probably like, when is he coming over? But...
yeah, he is in the process. Here, you want to know what he's been saying? Here, he's been blowing me up. Okay, when are you done? I'm lonely. I mean, he's honest about it.
That's great. Yeah.
But anyway,
we won't keep him for
that's what's been going on.
So,
Yep,
second to last question. What did you think about your experience during your first date session here on the Anatomy Crosscast? What are some strengths? What are some weaknesses of this show, if there are any? Because I know it's not impregnable. It's not a fortress.
Dude, I got that fucking first interview bias. This is my first interview, I think, ever, considering the only interview I've done is a written interview. This has been fucking awesome because this is like I get to just lay back and chill and talk about my favorite manga and animes alongside talk about the music that I make and how it is, affecting my my everyday life now. It's like I get to now probably 20 years from now, right? Think back at how I had this project and I did this little thing on a... Whether or not Succubus is still going to be really popular, I still did this. And I still got to, leave my mark in a period of alternative music that maybe some people are going to look back on and be like, holy shit, that was a cool period of time. So, if I can just leave a mark and be remembered in some sort of way like that, I'm happy with it. And I think that this podcast was fucking awesome. I'm glad I was here. Cannot wait to see what else we got in store for everything else that we would accomplish as Anatomy Crosscasters.
I love it. It's been a journey, man. And the thing is, I will do this until the day that I am so burnt out from the metal music industry, if that ever happens, that I will just, I'll flop over like a fish and just die. Until that point, expecting the Anatomy Crosscast to be a thing, expect it to one day turn into perhaps a special on maybe even YouTube, who knows? Because YouTube has that option now, more or less. Because of people like Mr. Beast. We want to do like subgenre showdowns in the future, and I think black metal would be a really, really fun genre to do that for. But to do this, I think we need to get at least a dozen bands from that genre, if not half a dozen, and people who are at the very bottom or people who are at the very, very top. Hell, if we could manage to get one of the members from Mayhem on the show one day, that would be insane, but baby steps. We're just crawling into this genre.
Dude, if you can get it, please call me. Please call me if you do, because that would be, like, I want to just, like, be in the call. Like, that sounds like it'd be so fucking cool, man. And also, I got to tell them about how I almost saw them live.
There you go. There you go. No, but we definitely want to do multiple subgenre showdowns after we have and host some history of subgenre audio presentations where, maybe we get you involved in that aspect because our other two co-hosts are rather busy, where we have you go like obsessive nerd over all, which there's nothing wrong with that, about black metal. Tell us your version of the history of black metal, its various controversies, its falsities, its truths, and maybe, we have you be the, well, Sean, today is looking pretty interesting, but we are doing the subgenre showdown for black metal, that type of shit. That's what we're trying to manifest one.
Oh, hell yeah, I'd be down to do that. That sounds awesome.
As well as, of course, with every session that we do, every artist that we host, now with, I think, 4 or 5 different bands located in California. One thing we want to do one day is take our guests, take the artists that we host to supernatural locations close to them, whether they're skeptics or full-on believers, and do ghost hunts, do paranormal investigations with our guests. So, until then, we're having conversations. Maybe next time I bring a thing of withered flowers on board. Who knows? We maybe have the opportunity to indulge in spicy food or something to keep the conversation spicy. Who knows? I want to experiment with this show as much as possible.
Love it.
And for every artist or guest personality that we host, attempt to guarantee that every conversation is authentically of music enthusiasm and making music history session by session as we commit to a campaign of world dominance. Now, at the very end of this Anatomy Crosscast session, as we get closer and closer to 2:30 o'clock in the morning for me, 1:30 for you, what are some bands that you would recommend to the show?
I would highly recommend, if she could do it, Wounded Masquerade. She's bigger than me, and she is definitely leaving her imprint on the DSBM scene. Heavily recognized by bigger names in the scene like Blade and Bath. I think she's wonderful. Love to see her on here. I mean, they're kind of making a bit of a name for themselves. Everyone knows these guys, but I know my friends are gonna make fun of me for this if they see this. But Recreant, is that they're called? Recreant, the deathcore band. It's getting really popular right about now.
Well,
the Recreant or the Reverend?
Reverend. Oh,
Reverend.
Dude, that would
It's
be
Reverend.
fucking sick.
I said Recreant. I'm thinking of the Chelsea. I'm thinking of the Chelsea Grin song.
I mean,
yeah, Reverend. Yeah.
Honestly,
So Reverend
maybe that
making a name for themselves. Yeah. Maybe. But Reverend's awesome. I mean, I like their older music. Mauled is fucking sick. Dude, if you can, please get Mortician on here. Mortician does not do enough interviews. And I need to see them. I need to. I bought the fucking tickets that when they were going to play in LA that was supposed to happen back in October. Okay? They didn't show up. Now they're going to show up in June. I'm going to be fucking 18 by the time I get to see them. Okay? This is bad. I need to see them, and I also need to see them get interviewed. Okay. So, yeah. No, this is a big deal.
Right. Naturally.
Mortician needs to be Mortician, please, if you can. Who else? He's very secretive, but I would like Blade and Bath. Blade and Bath is a very popular DSBM artist in the scene right now. He's very well known, very, very well known. And then as a final contender, let's just throw in... Fuck it. I would really, really like to see my friend Exiled from Life when he gets a bit popular, a bit more popular, gets a bit more traction. Okay. He did a cover of Join Me in Death from him as a DSBM cover, and I think that he has a wonderful sound. We're good friends. He said that my music inspired him to make music, and I'm really excited to see what he can do on his own. without, outsiders input, because he makes that like edgier kind of DSBM that I wouldn't even delve into, because I feel like it's too much. But I know some people probably would like that, if you're into the darker type stuff. And I really, really like what his sound is. It's very raw, very punishing, and super unique. Love to see him on here when he's, kind of more solidified a name for himself and gotten the attention that he deserves. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, those are my candidates.
Awesome. So then, as far as candidates, we have Wounded Masquerade, Reverent, Mauled, Mortician, and Exiled from Life. That is 5 different bands, 5 different artists, 2 in the Revival MySpace deathcore category, 1 being a friend with a bigger platform, 1 being a black metal band on the higher tiers, that is so well known that even I understood exactly who Mortician was. I just haven't partaken in their discography. And then, last but not least, a friend who's just starting out but is who inspired by your work. Of course, those are all excellent, authentic, not super forced, or I don't think they would be super awkward slingshots from any of the conversations we've had before, let alone this one, as we try in 2026 to do more MySpace, but also truly kickstart our legacy in the black metal DSBM world, the occult of true counterculture. Ladies and gentlemen, and everything possibly in between, this has been the Anatomy Crosscast. I am your, seemingly, recently, one and only true counterculture host. With the making of this session will also be my first black metal or DSBM front to back album listening session for the albums and the EPs that we do on this show. Well, I kind of obligate myself to listening to them afterwards. That way there's a fun little edit process. But if you want to hear this commentary, if you want to hear the commentary from the Under the Skin session, you really need to consider subscribing to the Crosscore Patreon. Literally the same amount of money per month as your average scam bot OnlyFans creator that you will probably subscribe to anyways. I know, I was there before a long time ago. But do me a favor. Subscribe to that Patreon. Indulge and then be able to embellish yourself in a massive category of restricted, because the artists are 100,000 monthly listeners or more, a wide category of different albums for you to listen to, behind the scenes content for all the other channels, so on and so forth. Zagan, this has been a really, really awesome conversation. I want to offer my appreciation to you once more for being the first person who reached out to us and said, hey, I really want to be on the show. I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. And of course, we had like 20 bands in queue at the time, or there were the 3 months that my setup was completely dispersed between two houses across 3 cities, and I was working a job in only, one of them, right? That's kind of how life works. I was technically couch surfing for 3 months, but we are back. We've been back for a little bit, so don't worry about that. We ain't going nowhere, and the intention from now on will be more scheduled content. That way there's at least like 1 or 2 sessions per week. And then for these bigger sessions, like this one, they are going to be broken into hour chunks, possibly even 45-minute chunks, but really the designation comes with, okay, this is part 2, part 3, you get it. But this has been an awesome conversation. It's very late for both of us. It's time for bed. Y'all, good night.
Hey,
and just
time
like
for bed.
Eternal Music Machine,
Good night.
let's keep cranking. Later, guys.